Introduction: The Giant Servant. For years you've been sold a white lie. They've told you the universe is like a stern but fair father, watching you from above with a list of good and bad, deciding if you deserve luck or if you must learn a lesson through pain. They've taught you to feel small, to beg while looking at the sky, and to hope that crumbs of happiness fall. I have to tell you the truth, and it is a brutal truth that might scare you at first. There is no one judging you. The universe is not your father. The universe is not your teacher. The universe is your servant. Imagine for a moment that you are accompanied 24 hours a day by an invisible giant. This giant has the power of a god. He can move mountains. He can make the exact person call you. He can heal your body and he can fill your bank account. But this giant has a terrifying peculiarity. He is totally immoral and obeys blindly. He does not distinguish between good and evil, between what is good for you and what destroys you. He is a mechanism of execution. He is like electricity or gravity. If you use electricity to light your home, it serves you. If you stick your fingers in the socket, it kills you. Electricity doesn't care about you. It only obeys its own nature. The problem is that nobody gave you the instruction manual for this servant. You have been giving orders all your life. You have been giving contradictory orders your whole life without knowing it. When you say, "I want to have money," but your stomach contracts with fear of scarcity, your servant ignores your pretty words and obeys your fear. He hears, "Master, I see you are vibrating in scarcity. Granted, I will bring more bills for you. I will bring more bills so you can continue feeling that scarcity you seem to order so much." The reason your life seems like chaos is not because you have been abandoned. It is because your servant is so faithful, so fast, and so literal that he has been bringing exactly what your unconscious vibration has been screaming for. This audiobook is the forbidden manual that should have been handed to you at birth. We are going to stop asking please. We are going to stop playing the victim of fate. You are going to learn the language of frequency, the only one the universe understands. But I warn you, once you understand how the machinery works, you have no excuses. If your life is a disaster, you will know that it was you who signed the order. And if your life becomes a masterpiece, you will know that it was you who took command. Welcome to the control room of reality. Chapter 1: The Universe is Deaf. I want you to do something right now. I want you to stop this audio for a second, look around you and shout with all your might, "I am a millionaire." Do it. Did you do it? Good. Now tell me, did $1 million appear in your bank account? Did anything change in the structure of your reality? Probably not. In fact, you likely felt ridiculous. You probably felt your stomach tighten, and a tiny voice in your head whispered, "Liar, you're broke and you're shouting at the walls." Congratulations. You have just discovered the first law of this forbidden manual. The universe is deaf. For decades, self-help gurus have sold you the idea that the universe is a cosmic waiter taking notes. They told you that if you write your desires on paper 100 times or repeat mantras like a parrot, destiny will obey you. They lied. And that lie is the cause of your frustration. If the universe heard words, everyone praying for money would be rich. Everyone asking for health would be healthy. But you see good people living in misery. Why is the system broken? No, the system is perfect. The error is that you are using the wrong language. The universe doesn't speak Spanish, English, or Sanskrit. The universe is a quantum energy management machine, and as such it only understands one language: frequency. Your words are wind. Your vibration is the law. As long as you don't understand the difference between what you say and what you broadcast, you will remain a ghost, shouting at a machine that has no ears. You are trying to use a vocal key for a vibratory lock. To change the result, you must stop talking to the effect and start communicating with the cause through your energetic signature. The mechanics of the cosmic radio. To understand this, let's forget mysticism and talk about engineering. Imagine an old radio. You want to listen to classical music, broadcast at 100.0 FM, but your internal dial is tuned to 90.0 FM, where they broadcast heavy metal, chaos, noise, and fear. You can stand in front of that radio and scream at it, "Please play Mozart." You can cry, write letters to the radio station, or be the best person in the world. But as long as your dial remains mechanically at 90.0, the radio will only play heavy metal. The radio does not hate you. It is not punishing you. The radio is simply a device that responds to tuning, not to requests. You are that radio. Your life is the music. Your physical reality, what you see, touch, and experience, is simply the music playing on the station you have tuned in. The poverty station broadcasts at a specific frequency of fear, contraction, and envy. The wealth station broadcasts at another, freedom, expansion, and gratitude. The love station has its own frequency as well. The problem is that you spend your day tuned to the poverty frequency, worrying about bills, feeling anguish, but you use your mouth to ask for wealth. There is a vibratory dissonance. The universe looks at your dial, sees it is on Poverty FM, and ignores your words. It says, "The master is tuned to poverty, I must send more of it." The law of resonance requires the universe to send you more circumstances of poverty to maintain the coherence of the signal. And so, the more you ask from a place of need, the more you lose. You are confirming the lack with every desperate plea. To change the music, you must stop shouting at the speakers and physically turn the dial. What is vibration, really? Vibration is a word that has been heavily misused in the New Age movement. Let's define it scientifically so you stop seeing it as something magical. Everything in the universe is energy in motion. The atoms of your body are not solid. They are vortices of energy vibrating at a specific speed. You are a living field of electricity. Your personal vibration is the sum total of three components: what you think, electricity; what you feel, magnetism; and what your body does, action or physiology. Of these three, feeling is king. The HeartMath Institute has shown that the heart's electromagnetic field is 5,000 times more powerful than that of the brain. It is the real power. This means you can think, "I am rich," a weak electrical signal. But if your heart feels fear of not making it to the end of the month, a strong magnetic signal, the magnetic signal crushes the electrical one. The universe does not listen to what you think on the surface. It feels what you vibrate in the depths. It senses your core truth. Your vibration is your state of being. It is how you feel when no one is looking. It is the flavor of your energy. If you enter a room with two people sitting in silence, you can often feel who is angry and who is at peace, even if they don't say a word. You are reading their vibration. The universe does this with you 24 hours a day. You cannot lie to it. You cannot pretend. You can deceive your boss, your partner, and your Instagram followers with fake smiles, but you cannot deceive the quantum field. It reads your real energetic signature, not your social mask. Every event in your life is a mathematical response to that hidden signature you are constantly emitting. The danger of parrot affirmations. This is where most people fail and end up saying that the law of attraction is a scam. They stand in front of the mirror and repeat, "I am healthy, I am healthy." But while they say it, their body hurts. While they say it, they have a mental image of their funeral. While they say it, they feel terror. They are creating a signal conflict. When your voice says A, positive, and your vibration says B, negative, destructive interference occurs. In fact, affirmations can be dangerous if not done right. Every time you say, "I am a millionaire," and your subconscious knows you have debts, internal resistance is activated. Your deep mind screams, "Liar, you have $10. That resistance lowers your vibration even further. You feel worse after the affirmation than before. You feel like a fraud. And the universe picks up that vibration of fraud and deception. Result, you manifest more situations where you feel like a fraud. Golden rule, never say words that your emotional system cannot back up. It is better to be silent than to emit a contradictory signal. Vibrating silence is more powerful than incoherent noise. If you cannot feel the wealth yet, do not claim the amount. Instead, claim the feeling of relief or the gratitude for the process. Align your heart with your tongue, or your words will only serve to sabotage your path. The language of need versus the language of gratitude. Let's analyze the two most common signals people send to the universe. First, the signal of need, asking. When you pray, saying, "God, please give me money, I need it urgently," what is the vibratory subcommunication? The subcommunication is, "I do not have it." You only ask for what you lack. Need is the confirmation of absence. If you vibrate in need, the universe, which is a blind mirror, returns more need to you. It puts you in situations where you continue to be in need, just so you can be right. Need repels the desired object. It is like trying to grab water with a clenched fist. The harder you squeeze, the more it escapes through your fingers and disappears. Second, the signal of gratitude, thanking. Gratitude is the opposite frequency. When you say, "Thank you for this money," the vibratory sub-communication is, "I already have it." You only give thanks for what has already been received. This is why gratitude is the ultimate hack of reality. It changes the tense of your energetic signal. You don't give thanks after the miracle happens. You give thanks before. By giving thanks before, you trick the system in a good way. You emit the signal of, "It already happened." The universe picks up the signal of, "It already happened." And, to maintain cosmic balance, it is forced to manifest the physical fact to match your frequency. Jesus, the great metaphysician, used this all the time. Before raising Lazarus or multiplying the loaves, he didn't ask, "Please, make this work." He said, "Father, I thank thee that thou hast heard me." He took the result for granted before seeing it. He vibrated in certainty, and reality obeyed. Gratitude is the signature of a master. Your body is the antenna. Many believe that vibration is something purely mental. False. Most of your vibration is dictated by your biology. You cannot have a success vibration if your body is in a defeat posture. Test it yourself. Let your shoulders drop, lower your head, breathe shallowly, and put on a sad face. Now, try to feel like a winner. It's impossible. Your body is sending a signal of defeat to the brain and the quantum field. Now do the opposite. Lift your head. Pull your shoulders back into a superhero posture. Take a deep breath, filling your lungs. Smile, even if it feels forced. Now, try to feel depressed. It is very difficult. Your physiology acts as a physical anchor for your state. Your body is the antenna that broadcasts the signal. If you want the universe to hear you, you have to change the posture of the antenna. You cannot vibrate in abundance if you walk like a loser. You cannot vibrate in health if you move like a sick person. Change your physiology and you will change your frequency instantly and powerfully. This is much faster than trying to change your thoughts one by one. If you want a new life, you must first give your current body the movements and the carriage of the person you intend to become. The universe responds to the man you embody, not the man you wish you were. Your posture is your most constant and loud command to the field. The silence of the universe, adjustment time. If you change your frequency today, will your life change this afternoon? Probably not. And this is where 99% of people quit. We live in a physical universe that is dense and heavy. Matter takes time to move and rearrange itself. It is like a giant oil tanker. If you turn the rudder, the ship continues moving in the old direction for a while. It moves by pure inertia. That period is called hysteresis, or the echo of the past. When you start vibrating in wealth, it is possible that for a few weeks, bills and problems continue to arrive. It is the echo of your old vibration. The deaf universe is watching. Is he serious? Or is it just a passing emotion? It is testing your resolve. Most people, seeing that reality doesn't change instantly, say, "This doesn't work." And they tune back into the complaint station, Poverty FM, and the universe says, "Ah, false alarm, back to the usual programming of misery." The magician, the commander of reality, understands the delay. He knows that the signal has already been sent. He knows that even if his eyes see no changes, the reconfiguration is happening behind the scenes. He maintains the frequency. He insists. He persists. He ignores the current reality, which is a lie from the past, and remains faithful to his new vibration. And then suddenly the ship turns. Reality collapses and reforms to your new command. How to stop talking and start broadcasting. So what do? Do we stop making affirmations? Do we shut our mouths? Yes and no. You must stop using words to ask and start using them to intone. But above all, you must prioritize feeling. Here is the protocol for communicating with the deaf universe. First, identify the frequency of desire. Find the core emotion behind the goal. If you want a partner, don't think about the person. Think about the emotion that person would give you. Is it security, passion, companionship? That emotion is the frequency. Tune into it now. You don't need the person to feel security. You can generate self-love. When you generate the frequency of love alone, you become a magnet for it. If you wait for the partner to arrive to feel love, you are vibrating in waiting absence, and the partner does not arrive. Second, the vibratory diet. If the universe responds to your frequency, you must protect it like gold. You cannot vibrate high if you spend the day watching tragedy on the news or hanging out with people who complain. All of that is radioactive contamination for your antenna. You have to be ruthless. Turn off the TV. Stop following accounts that make you feel inferior or afraid. Move away from energy vampires. You need to clear the static so that your signal is clear. Your environment is either a fuel or a poison for your internal frequency. Third, inspired action versus forced action. When you vibrate in fear, you act a lot but advance little. That is forced action. You run like a headless chicken trying to fix your life. That tells the universe, I don't trust you, I have to do it myself. When you vibrate in confidence, you act less but hit the mark more. That is inspired action. An idea comes to you. You make a call. And boom, a door opens. The deaf universe does not hear your complaints about working hard. It only feels your flow or your resistance. Stop struggling. Start flowing. Trust that the frequency you embody will naturally organize the steps and actions required to manifest your desired destination. The case of the mirror. Let's finish this chapter with an image you won't forget. Life is a mirror. If you stand in front of a mirror with an angry face and shout at the reflection, "Smile, I want to see a smile," the reflection will remain angry. It doesn't matter how much you shout or cry. The mirror has no will of its own. It only reflects the image before it. The only physical and metaphysical way for the reflection to smile at you is for you to smile first, even if you don't feel like it, even if it feels fake at first. You change, the cause, and the mirror is forced to change, the effect. The universe is that mirror. It is waiting for you to take the first vibratory step. Do not wait to have money to feel abundant. Feel abundant. Dress well, be generous, walk with dignity, and money will arrive to reflect you. Do not wait to be healthy to feel vital. You are the projector. The world is the screen. If you don't like the movie, don't shout at the screen. Change the reel of film inside of you. Chapter 2, Blind Obedience. I'm going to start this chapter by asking you the question that has secretly tormented you for years. The question that makes you doubt divine justice and that eats you up inside when you watch the news. Why does the drug dealer have mansions, beautiful women, and an empire while the single mother who works herself to the bone and prays every Sunday barely has enough to eat? Why does the lying, narcissistic scammer get the promotion while the loyal, honest employee is fired? Why do innocent children die while dictators live to be 90 in beds of silk? If the universe were a fair father, this would make no sense. It would be an abomination. But if you remember what I told you in the introduction, everything fits with terrifying mathematical precision. The universe is not your father. The universe is a machine. Welcome to Chapter 2, Blind Obedience. Today you are going to learn the most dangerous and liberating secret of all. The law has no ethics. Your giant servant, the genie of the lamp, is an immoral executor. He does not distinguish between a desire to save the world and a desire to destroy your own life. He does not judge. He has no opinion. He does not protect you from your own vibratory stupidity. He simply says, "Your wish is my command." The law of electricity. For your logical mind to accept this and stop fighting with God, we need a physical analogy. Think of electricity. Electricity is a powerful force that lights cities, moves trains, and heats homes. It is wonderful. But if a killer uses electricity to execute someone in the electric chair, the electricity works perfectly. It doesn't say, "Wait, this is a murder, I am good energy, I will not flow." And if an innocent child sticks a fork into a socket, the electricity electrocutes him without mercy. It doesn't say, "Poor thing, he's just a child, he doesn't know what he's doing, I'll lower my voltage." Electricity is impersonal. It follows laws, not morals. If you create the circuit, cause, the energy flows, effect, period. Your subconscious mind and the universe work exactly the same way. They are principles, not people. The Bible says it clearly. He maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. Matthew 5:45. This is not poetry. This is quantum physics. Creative energy is available to everyone equally. The scammer who has unshakable faith in his success is using the law correctly, technically speaking, and that is why he succeeds. The saint who lives in fear of poverty is using the law incorrectly, technically speaking, and that is why he is poor. The universe doesn't care who you are, it cares how you use the circuit. The genie is a cosmic bureaucrat. Imagine the genie from Aladdin, but take away the funny personality from the Disney movie. Imagine a genie who is a grey bureaucrat without feelings, with a notebook and a pen, who follows you everywhere. His job is not to make you happy. His job is to manifest your focus of attention. The genie's rule is simple. That which you place your attention on with emotion is an execution order. Here is the death trap that 99% of humanity falls into. The genie does not understand the word no. If you say, I don't want to get sick, I don't want to get sick, I am terrified of cancer, I hate cancer. What are you placing your attention on? On the disease. What emotion are you using? Terror, which is a high-voltage emotion. The genie, who is deaf to linguistics but an expert in vibration, writes in his notebook, the master is obsessed with disease. He spends 10 hours a day thinking about it with a brutal emotional charge. He must love it. Granted, executing cellular disease protocol. And when you get sick, you cry out to heaven, why me if I am a good person? And the genie looks at you confused and says, but you asked me for it. You asked me with every minute of worry. You asked me with every Google search for symptoms. I only obeyed you. Fear is a prayer in negative. You have to burn this into your brain. Worrying is praying for what you do not want. Every time you worry about your children, you are visualizing misfortunes for them. You are using your creative power to build an accident or a problem for them. You are cursing your children with your fear. Every time you worry about money, you are planning your bankruptcy. Fear is faith in evil. Fear and faith are the same force, expectation, directed in opposite directions. The immoral universe takes your fear as a formal service request. Ah, I see you are very afraid that your partner will be unfaithful. I see you check their phone, smell their clothes. I see you imagine scenes of jealousy in your head with great detail. What a clear script you are giving me. At your command, I will create the circumstances for a lover to appear and your jealousy to come true. This explains bad luck. The person who says, I am so unlucky everything goes wrong for me is giving a master order. They are configuring the reality filter so that only misfortunes pass through. If something good happens, the genie will block it because the supreme order is, everything goes wrong for me. You are the architect of your own misfortune. And you are so, because you do not understand that your servant obeys your terror with the same diligence he would obey your confidence. The fallacy of the good person. Let's destroy the most harmful myth of all. If I am good, things will go well for me. False. Being good, morally, and being rich, successful, vibratorily, are two different things. You can be the kindest person in the world, give your shirt to the poor and care for wounded animals. But if you vibrate in guilt, in shame, or in unworthiness, the universe will crush you. Why? Because your moral goodness does not cancel your victim vibration. If deep down you believe that money is evil, or that you must suffer to earn heaven, the universe will say, at your command I will give you suffering and poverty so you can earn your heaven. On the contrary, you can be a ruthless businessman. But if you vibrate in absolute certainty, if you feel deserving, if you have a self-image of a winner and do not have a single drop of doubt, the universe will open the doors for you. Money will flow to you. This outrages us. It seems unfair to us. But gravity does not ask if you deserve to fall. The law of the mind does not ask if you deserve to prosper. It only asks, are you aligned with prosperity? This is good news. It means you don't have to be a saint to succeed. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have purged all your sins. You only have to align your signal. The genie does not hold a grudge. He has no karmic memory in the sense of punishment. He only has the now. The execution mechanism, how the order is processed. Let's enter the engine room. How does the genie turn a vibration into a fact? Through the collective subconscious. We are all connected. Your mind does not end at your skull. It is a Wi-Fi antenna connected to all the other minds on the planet. When you vibrate in fear of being robbed, you emit a specific victim signal, body language, pheromones, brainwaves. The genie searches the network for someone vibrating at the complementary frequency. Desire to rob, a criminal. The genie coordinates the schedules. He makes you leave 5 minutes late and the criminal turn the exact corner. Match. The event occurs. You will say, "What bad luck." The genie says, "Mission accomplished." Perfect coordination of two compatible vibrations. Nobody is vibratorily innocent. This sounds harsh, I know. It is horrible to think that we attract our accidents. But the alternative is worse, thinking we are leaves in the wind without control. If you attracted the robbery with your unconscious fear, it means you can attract safety with your conscious confidence. By assuming radical responsibility, you regain radical power. The case of the hypochondriac and the confident. Let's look at two extreme examples to illustrate blind obedience. Subject A, the good person hypochondriac. He volunteers at church, he loves his family, but he lives terrified of germs. He washes his hands 50 times a day. He reads news about viruses. He lives in tension, high cortisol. His order to the universe: I am fragile, the world is dangerous, I want disease. The universe obeys. It lowers his immune system. Subject A becomes seriously ill. He cries, "God, why do you abandon me?" Response: You ordered me to abandon you. Your fear was your God. Subject B, the irresponsible adventurer. Perhaps he is a bit selfish. He doesn't go to church, but he loves life. He believes he has iron health. He laughs at germs. He walks in the rain and says, "Water makes me stronger." His order to the universe: I am invincible. My body is a perfect machine. The universe obeys. It raises his defenses. His cells regenerate fast. People say, he has good genetics. No, he has a good dominant vibration. How to cancel a negative order. Now that you are scared thinking about all the bad things you have thought today, breathe. I have good technical news. Positive vibrations are thousands of times more powerful than negative ones. Love is a higher and faster frequency than fear. 1 minute of intense gratitude can cancel out hours of mild worry. The genie has a time buffer. He does not manifest your fears instantly, fortunately, or we would all be dead. If you have a negative thought, "I'm going to get fired," the genie notes, "Preliminary firing order received, waiting for confirmation." If you realize it and say, "Cancel," I erase that order. I do not accept that. My truth is that I am valuable and secure. The genie crosses out the previous order. Order cancelled. The master has changed his mind. The problem is that people do not cancel. They stay ruminating on the negative thought, adding drama, talking about it with the neighbor. There you give the urgent seal to the negative order. Your job from today on is to become a thought auditor. Every time you catch yourself imagining a misfortune, you have to react as if you had seen a cockroach in your food. Zap. Kill it instantly. Replace it. Do not let it lay eggs. The freedom of amorality. Far from scaring you, the fact that the universe is amoral should free you. It means you don't have to wait to be a saint to be rich. It means you don't have to wait to heal all your past to have a partner today. It means the universe does not have a blacklist with your name on it. You may have been a mess for the last 40 years. You may have made terrible mistakes. But if in this holy second you change your frequency, the genie looks at you and says, "I don't care about your past. I don't care who you were a minute ago. I see your vibration now, and my mechanical obligation is to respond to your vibration now." Do you realize the power of this? It is instant forgiveness. It is automatic redemption, not by mystical divine grace, but by quantum mechanics. You change the input, you change the output, immediately. The Yes Master experiment. During the next 24 hours, I want you to play a mental game. Visualize that behind you floats a giant, muscular genie with a poker face. Every time you think something or say something, imagine the genie leans in and whispers in your ear, "Yes, Master, at your command." Granted. You say, "I'm so tired I can't take it anymore." Genie, "Yes, master, I will give you more tiredness. I will drain your energy right now." You say, "What an idiot I am. I always lose my keys." Genie, "Yes, master. I will cloud your vision so you don't find them." You are an idiot, confirmed. You say, "This is too expensive for me." Genie, "Yes, master. I will keep money away from you so it remains unreachable." Listen to that whisper. You will realize that you are a masochistic dictator. You will realize that you spend your day ordering your own destruction. When you hear the "yes, master" after a negative phrase, a chill will run through you, and you will correct it immediately. You will say, "No, wait, I meant, I am resourceful and I always find solutions." Genie, "Yes, master. That's better. Executing solutions." Chapter 3, Hacking the Signal. You look at your bank account, you see a zero and you feel poor. You look at your partner shouting at you and you feel angry. You look at the news about a new crisis and you feel afraid. You look in the mirror, see a wrinkle and feel old. Does it sound familiar? This is the way 99% of humanity lives. It is the logical and normal way. And it is the exact reason why 99% of humanity is trapped in an infinite loop of repeating their own past. You live in reaction mode. You are a slave to what your eyes see. Your internal state is constantly hijacked by external circumstances. If the world smiles at you, you smile. If the world hits you, you cry. That is being a mere echo. Welcome to Chapter 3, Hacking the Signal. Today we are going to break the chains of reality. We are going to stop being victims of the environment to become creators of the environment. We are going to make the most important transition of your life, moving from being a thermometer to becoming a thermostat. It is the shift of power, the difference that changes everything. Let's analyze these two devices. They look similar, but they work in opposite ways. The thermometer is a passive device. Its only function is to read the environment and reflect it. If the room is cold, the thermometer drops. It has no power. It is a mirror of what happens outside. Most are thermometers. The thermostat is an active device. It doesn't care about the current temperature of the room. You set the thermostat to 75 degrees. If the room is at 50 degrees, the thermostat does not drop to 50 to empathize. The thermostat detects the discrepancy and says, "The reality is 50, but my order is 75. Reality is wrong, turning on the furnace. The furnace burns fuel and forces the environment to rise to 75 degrees. The environment has no choice. It must obey the thermostat. You were born with the ability to be a divine thermostat, but you have been educated to be an obedient thermometer. You have been told, "Be realistic." The magician says, "I do not accept things as they are." The trap of 3D reality. To hack the signal, you first have to lose respect for reality. What you call reality is a lie. Or rather, it is old news. Because matter is dense and takes time to manifest, what you are living today is the result of your vibrations from months or years ago. Your bank account today is the fossil of your past thoughts. If you react to your current reality, you are making a fatal error. You are reprinting the past. You are taking the old mold and telling the genie, "Look, I am poor. I feel poor. Make another copy of this for the future." And the genie says, "As you command," perpetuating poverty. It is a closed cycle of repetition that never ends by itself. To exit the matrix, you have to ignore your senses. You have to be, in the eyes of the world, a bit delusional. You have to look at the empty account and, instead of feeling anguish, feel the emotion of the opulence that is on its way. This is not denial. It is quantum engineering. You are setting the thermostat even if you are shivering. The science of hacking. How do we do this without feeling like crazy liars? By using a flaw in the human operating system, your brain does not distinguish between what you see and what you vividly imagine. Let's do the lemon experiment. Imagine you go to the kitchen, you take a yellow lemon, you cut it in half, the juice splashes, smell it. Now imagine you tilt your head back and squeeze all the sour juice directly onto your tongue. Stop. Open your eyes. Do you have more saliva? Did your jaw tingle? Of course. But there is no lemon. Your body reacted physically to an image. This is the Holy Grail. If you can make your body salivate with an image, you can vibrate in wealth. If you hack your brain to broadcast the signal, "I already have the money," the universe will pick up that signal and say, "The master has money. I have to manifest it in 3D to match the frequency. This is how you hack the signal. You become the projector instead of the screen. You dictate the frequency that the world must eventually reflect. Tool 1. Biohacking. Many try to change their vibration just by thinking, but they sit hunched over, breathing shallowly. It is a lost battle. Physiology beats psychology. It is very hard to feel like a winner in a loser's posture, but it is very easy to change the mind if you change the body first. Use your hardware to force the software. The 2-minute power protocol. Stand up, spread your legs, hands on waist, Wonder Woman, Superman pose. Hold for 2 minutes. Science shows this lowers cortisol and raises testosterone. It drugs your brain with success chemicals. Do 10 explosive breaths. Oxygenate, jump, dance. Static energy is fear. Energy in motion is power. Force a smile. Tool 2. The signal diet. If you want your thermostat at 75 degrees, you cannot open the window to a blizzard of fear. You must control what enters your mind. Most treat their mind like a public dump. They watch the news, war, virus, crisis. They listen to sad songs about betrayal. And then they try 5 minutes of visualization. It's useless. Programming wins by volume. To hack the signal, you need an information quarantine. Zero news. If the world ends, you will hear the screams. Cut the cable. High-frequency music, lyrics are direct hypnosis to the subconscious. Circle of protection. Stay away from complainers. Imagine a glass shield between you and them. Protect your input. Tool 3. Memory of the future. Your brain uses memories to define you. You live based on corrupt files from the past. But here is the hack. The brain doesn't distinguish a real memory from an invented one if you review it enough. Olympic athletes use this. You are going to create memories of the future. Spend 10 minutes a day remembering. Remember the day you got the raise. Remember the smell of the new office. Remember the celebration dinner. Review that memory over and over. Give it color and detail. Eventually, that invented memory will feel more real than your actual past. When that happens, your thermostat is fixed. The universe has no choice but to manifest it. The Hawkins scale. To be scientific, let's use Dr. David Hawkins' map of consciousness. He measured emotions on a logarithmic scale. Shame, 20, is the frequency of death. Fear is 100. Anger is 150. The critical point is level 200. Courage. Below 200, you are in survival, victim mode. You are invisible to the genie of miracles. You only attract. Above 200, you enter power creator mode. Courage, 200. Acceptance, 350. Love, 500. Peace, 600. Your mission is to stay above 200. If you wake up in fear, 100. Do not make decisions. Your number one priority is to raise your frequency to 200. Operating below 200 is hard work for miserable results. Above 200 is flow and magic results. The art of indifference. This is where beginners fail. You start acting like a thermostat. You set your mind to wealth. But 3 days later, a bank letter arrives. Overdrawn, the novice panics and drops their frequency. The master applies divine indifference. He says, look, a residue from the past. This has nothing to do with me. Pay the bill without negative emotion and keep vibrating in wealth. Do not react. If you react, you validate the 3D reality. You give it power. Reality feeds on your attention. If you starve the problem and feed the solution, the problem dies. You must be able to walk through hell without getting burned because you deny the fire is real. The thermostat click ritual. Visualize a real thermostat on your mental wall. Every time something bothers you, walk to that wall. See the temperature is low. See your hand turning the wheel. Hear the click. That click is your irrevocable decision. I have set the temperature to peace. I don't care if the building is falling. I am at peace. Feel the internal engines turn on. Feel the heat rise from your stomach. Do not wait for the world to change. Change yourself. If you do this, you will see something miraculous. At first, people will look at you strangely. But then, the environment will start to change. The world always ends up matching the strongest thermostat. You are the alpha. Chapter 4. The Commander's Posture. Imagine the following scene. An emperor enters his own palace. He is the owner of everything the eye can reach. His armies are invincible, his treasures inexhaustible. He approaches one of his servants, a gardener, and kneels before him. The emperor joins his hands, bows his head, begins to cry and says, "Please, gardener, I beg you, would you be so kind as to give me an apple from my own tree? I have been good, I have behaved well, please have mercy on me and give me an apple. I need it so much." What would you think of that emperor? You would think he has gone mad. You would think he has forgotten who he is. Or even worse, you would think he is a disguised impostor. The gardener would feel uncomfortable, confused, and scared. "Sir, the tree is yours, everything is yours. Why do you beg me? Just take it or order me to give it to you." This ridiculous scene is exactly what you do every day with the universe. You are a spark of divinity. You have creative power in your DNA. The universe is your servant. And yet, you spend your life kneeling, crying, and begging for things that are already yours by right of consciousness. God, please give me that job. Universe, I beg you to heal me. Please let them call me. This beggar attitude is the #1 reason why your manifestations fail. The universe does not respond to pleading at all. The plea is a vibration of "I don't have and I'm not worth it." The universe responds to the decree. Welcome to Chapter 4, The Commander's Posture. Today you are going to stand up. You are going to dry your tears. You are going to stop asking for permission to exist. And you are going to start giving orders to your own reality right now. The language of kings. Let us analyze the sacred text and the history of the great creators. When God creates the world in Genesis, he does not say, "I wish there were light," or "It would be nice if light appeared." He says, "Let there be light." Imperative. And there was light. When Jesus raises Lazarus, he does not say, "God, if it is. God, if it is your will and it is not too much trouble, could you revive my friend?" He says, "Lazarus, come forth." Direct order. This is the language of creation. It is the language of the imperative. Reality is a plastic and moldable substance, but it is inert. It needs a directive force to give it shape. That force is your will. But when you ask please, you abdicate your will. You hand over the power to an imaginary external force. You place yourself in a position of inferiority. And remember the rule of the vibratory hierarchy. The inferior can never command the superior. If you behave like a worm before life, life will step on you. That is the dynamic. That is the natural dynamic between a foot and a worm. If you behave like a commander, life will square up and wait for instructions. The psychology of the alpha dog. The universe functions in a very similar way to a pack of wolves or wild dogs. If you enter an enclosure with dangerous dogs showing fear, walking hunched over, they smell you. They will know you are prey. They will attack you. But if you enter with a straight back, breathing calmly, looking them in the eye, and projecting an energy of, "I am the boss here," the dogs will calm down. They will move aside. Some will even wag their tails. You didn't have to hit them or shout. You only had to show your rank clearly. Reality smells your vibratory rank. When you doubt, when you ask for guarantees, when you say, "What if it goes wrong?" you are emitting the scent of prey. Problems like debts, illnesses, or conflicts are predators. They smell your weakness and attack with more force. The commander's posture consists of changing your scent entirely. It consists of walking through the world with the absolute certainty that everything you see is there to serve you. It is not arrogance, it is natural hierarchy. Your consciousness is the king. Matter is the subject. Matter cannot organize itself without consciousness. It needs you. You are the architect of the formless substance. Difference between authority and arrogance. This is where people get confused and afraid. But if I give orders, won't I be an arrogant egomaniac? Won't God punish me for being proud? There is a vast difference between authority and arrogance. Arrogance is born from fear. The arrogant person shouts, insults, and demands things. He does this because deep down he feels small. He needs to prove his power because he doubts it. It is noise. Authority is born from certainty. The true king does not need to shout. He does not need to humiliate anyone. He gives the order in a low voice because he knows he will be obeyed. It is silence and presence. It is true power. When I tell you to order the universe, I don't mean you should start shouting at the sky like a madman. I am referring to an unshakable internal determination. It is that internal click where you decide that something is going to happen, period. There is no discussion, there is no plan B. It is the attitude of a mother seeing her child. She sees her child in danger. She does not ask for the danger to go away. She acts with an unstoppable force. That force is what you must channel toward your goals. You are not asking the universe to make you rich. You are informing the universe that you are going to be rich and that it better align the circumstances for that to happen. The protocol of the decree, I am. The two most powerful words in any language are I am. It is the name of God. Everything you add after I am is an order to rewrite your reality code. Most people use the decree against themselves. I am clumsy. I am poor. I am sick. The giant servant takes note. The commander has decreed clumsiness, executing protocol of falls and errors. From today on, you are going to watch your mouth as if your life depended on it, because it does. Never, under any circumstances, decree anything negative about your identity. If you feel sick, do not say, I am sick. Say, I am going through a temporary cleansing, but keep your identity in I am health. The commander's decree has a structure, present. Do not say, I will be rich. That leaves it in the future. Say, I am rich. Positive. Do not say, I don't want debts. Say, I am financially free. Authoritative. Do not say it as a question, am I rich? Say it as a judicial sentence. Exercise. Stand in front of the mirror. Look into your eyes. Look at your left pupil. Mystics say it connects with the soul. Say, I am the operating power in my world. Feel how that phrase goes down your spine. Say, I order my subconscious to bring me opportunity X. Do not ask, order. Your subconscious is a machine. You don't have to be kind to your washing machine, you press the buttons. Metaphysical assertiveness. What happens when reality says no? You ask for credit and the bank says no. You look for the job and they say no. The beggar says, God didn't want it. I give up. The commander says, this no is unacceptable. It is an error in the matrix. I am not moving from here until it is a yes or until I find another door. Metaphysical assertiveness is the ability to not accept the negatives of 3D reality as final. Remember that 3D reality is slow and sometimes stubborn. When you order something, sometimes the echo of the past hits you. The commander is not unfazed. If the Red Sea is in front and the Egyptians behind, the commander does not sit and cry. He raises the staff and orders the sea to open. Persistence is not begging many times. Persistence is keeping the order in effect, despite temporary resistance. It is telling reality. I can be more stubborn than you. You are matter. I am spirit. You will get tired before I do. Give up. You maintain the vision until the matter yields to it. The energy of certainty, the collapse of doubt. How does the commander's posture feel? It feels like when you buy something on Amazon. You click buy. You get the confirmation email. Do you spend the night awake, worried about whether the package will arrive? Do you call Jeff Bezos, crying for him to please send you the book? Of course not. You know it's coming. It's a fact. You forget the subject and move on with your life. You have certainty. That tranquility, that absence of anxiety, is the highest vibratory frequency that exists. It is the frequency of, it is already done. When you ask and ask and ask, you are vibrating in doubt. I don't think it's coming, so I ask again. When you order once and then relax, you are vibrating in power. The commander gives the order and goes to play golf, knowing that his generals, the universal laws, are executing the strategy. Doubt is an insult to your own power. If you doubt, you are saying, my order was not enough. You have to train the suppression of doubt. Every time doubt arises, what if I can't pay the rent? You must crush it with a decree. It is already resolved. The universe is taking care of it. And cut the thought. The body language of command. Your body is the scepter of your power. You cannot command reality while hunched over. Neuroscience tells us posture changes brain chemistry. If you want the universe to obey you, you have to occupy space. Observe leaders, lions, and business owners. They occupy space. They move slowly. They do not apologize for being there. The gaze. Do not look down when walking. Look at the horizon. He who looks at the ground looks for coins. He who looks at the horizon looks for empires. The voice. Lower your tone. Speak more slowly. Haste is for servants, calm is for kings. When you talk about your dreams, do not use a trembling voice. Use a voice of a sentence. Silence. The commander does not give unnecessary explanations. Do not tell your plans to those who won't help you. Silence accumulates power. Verbiage dissipates power. Do the test today. Enter a coffee shop as if you owned the building, not with arrogance but with the calm of someone who knows they are safe. You will see how they serve you better. You will see how people move aside. You will see how the field reorders itself before your presence. You are training your muscle of authority right now. Stop asking permission. We have been raised to ask permission for everything. Permission to speak, permission to go to the bathroom, permission to succeed. We wait for someone, a mentor, a boss, a partner, God, to give us the go-ahead. Is it okay if I want to earn a lot of money? Enough. No one is going to come and give you permission. The universe is waiting for you to give yourself permission. The universe says to you, take what you want. The table is set. Why do you stay at the door waiting for an invitation? You are the host. The commander's posture implies taking, not stealing. That is a vibration of lack. Taking what is yours by divine right. Assuming your place. If you want that job, do not go to the interview to see if they like you. Go to the interview to see if you like them. Change the frame. You are the prize. When you become the prize, reality pursues you. The benevolent commander versus the tyrant. A vital warning. We have talked about authority, strength, and command. This can be corrupted. It can be corrupted easily if you have no heart. A commander without love is a tyrant, and tyrants always end up overthrown by the law of cause and effect. Your authority is over energy, not over people. Never use this posture to crush other human beings. Never use it to manipulate or force the will of others. Your kingdom is your reality. It is your own reality, your own mind, and your own circumstances. Be relentless with your fears, but be kind to people. Be hard on your doubts, but compassionate with the mistakes of others. The true king protects his people. Your people are your emotions, your projects, your body. Protect them. Give them orders to prosper. When you order prosperity for yourself, you implicitly order that you will have resources to help others. The benevolent commander wants power to serve better. The tyrant wants power to be served. The universe serves the benevolent commander with joy, but conspires to destroy the tyrant. Choose your side well. This is a responsibility. The commander's morning ritual. How do we start the day? Most start the day in reactive mode, checking the phone, seeing what emergencies there are. They start the day like private soldiers receiving orders from the world. You are going to start the day issuing the orders. The awakening. As soon as you open your eyes, do not move. Feel your body. The decree. Say out loud or mentally, this is my day. I order that there be order, success, and joy in my world today. Nothing can disturb my peace because I am the one in charge here. The schedule. Visualization. Review your day mentally. Visualize meetings and trips, but do not see them with fear. See them turning out exactly as you want. Impose your will over time before it happens. That meeting will be a success. Traffic will be fluid. You are pre-paving your path. When you do this, you leave home with the magnetic field activated. Problems bounce off your shield. Opportunities stick to your suit. You have established the tone. You have marked the territory. The secret of martial faith. I want to introduce a new concept, martial faith. It is not the passive faith of I hope God helps me. It is the active faith of the warrior who knows that victory is inevitable because he has prepared and because the laws of physics are on his side. It is an aggressive faith in a good sense, a faith that attacks doubt. When Jesus spoke to the storm, he did not pray to it. He shouted at it, "Peace, be still." Your life is full of storms like debts, diagnoses, or breakups. Stop praying to the storms. Stop being afraid of them. Stand on the bow of your ship and shout to the chaos, "Be still, I am the captain." You will be surprised to see how quickly the waters calm down when there is a real voice of command in the environment. Chaos respects authority. Chaos seeks order. You be the order. This is your birthright. Use it with wisdom, use it with love, and use it with the absolute certainty that you are the master of your destiny. Chapter 5. The Poison of Need. You have to listen to this carefully, because it is the cruelest and funniest irony in the universe. You can only have what you are willing to lose. You only receive what you do not need to survive. Surely it has happened to you. You spend years chasing a person, crying for them, doing the impossible for them to love you. They flee. They flee from you as if you had the plague. One day you get tired, you give up. You say, to hell with this, I'm going to take care of my life. You start being happy alone. You forget that person. And suddenly, ring. The phone sounds. That person looks for you. Now that you do not need them, now they want you. It is a cosmic law. It has happened to you while looking for a job. When you are desperate and smell like hunger, nobody hires you. When you have a job and are calm, offers rain down from the competition. Is the universe mocking you? No. It is the paradox of desire. Welcome to Chapter 5, The Poison of Need. Today you are going to learn something vital. Today you will learn that need is the most powerful repellent that exists. Need stinks. It has a nauseating vibratory smell that drives away money, love, and health. If in the previous chapter you learned to be a commander, today you will learn to be a commander who does not care about the result. That indifference makes you invincible. The physics of repulsion. Let's go back to the mechanics of the giant servant. You order, I want $1 million. But your emotional subtext, your real vibration, screams, I need it urgently because if I don't have it, I die. I am afraid. I am incomplete without that money. The giant servant analyzes the signal and the lack. What is the dominant frequency? Scarcity and fear. Need is, by definition, the confirmation that you do not have. You cannot need what you already have. You do not need air right now. You simply breathe it. You do not need your shoes. You are wearing them. If you need money, you are vibrating in absence of money. It is clear. And since the universe is a photocopier of vibrations, it will give you more circumstances that justify your need. It will keep you in the state of needing. It is like trying to catch a butterfly. If you run after it with a net, screaming and sweating, need, the butterfly will fly far away, terrified by your turbulence and your stress. If you sit quietly in the garden, tend to your flowers and forget about the butterfly, detachment, it is very likely that the butterfly will come and perch on your shoulder. Chasing is driving away. Attracting is allowing. The universe responds to the invitation of a peaceful heart, not to the demands of a soul that feels empty. The desperate salesman syndrome. Imagine you walk into a clothing store. Immediately a salesman pounces on you. He looks at you with hungry eyes. He chases you through the aisles. Buy this from me, please. I need the commission. I have debts. Take these pants. They look great. Buy them. How do you feel? You feel rejection. You feel disgusted. You feel like running out of the store and never coming back. Even if the pants are nice, you don't buy them because the salesman's energy is toxic. It is the energy of taking, not giving. Now imagine the same store. You enter, and the salesman is calm, well-dressed, busy with his things. He greets you genuinely. He greets you with a genuine smile and says, if you need anything, I'll be over there. Enjoy looking around. And he continues with his life. You feel space. You feel freedom. You relax. You try on the pants. You like them. You buy them. The salesman projected authority and abundance. He projected, I'm fine if you buy and I'm fine if not. That is the vibration that sells. You are a salesman. You are selling your desire to the universe. If you vibrate like the desperate salesman, God give me this or I die, the universe runs away. Need blocks the flow. It creates an excessive potential, a tension in the quantum field that prevents the manifestation from occurring. Bring your desire down from the pedestal. The root problem of need is idolatry. You put your goal on a pedestal. You look up at money as if it were an unreachable God. You look at that special person as if they were an angel and you were a worm. You look at perfect health as a distant miracle. Listen well, everything is equal. Everything you put on a pedestal looks down on you. When you idealize something, you push it away. You create an unbridgeable vibratory distance. The commander does not idolize. Money is not a god. It is printed paper and digits on a computer. It is a tool like a hammer. You do not pray to a hammer, you use it for your work. That special person is not an angel. They are a human being who goes to the bathroom and has bad breath in the morning. bring them down from the pedestal. Your dream is not the big thing. It is something normal for someone of your level. You have to trivialize your goal. You have to lose respect for it, in a good sense. Lower it. While you see it as gigantic and impossible, your subconscious will not let you have it, because it does not feel up to the task. Treat $1 million as you would treat 10 cents, with the same naturalness. When you take away the importance, you eliminate tension. And when you eliminate tension, the energy flows, turning need into preference. So how do we desire something without needing it? By making a deep semantic and emotional change. Change. I need it, to I prefer it. Need. I need this job or my life is over. Vibration, fear, death. Preference. I prefer to have this job, I would love it and I will enjoy it. This is power. But if I don't have it, my life goes on, I am valuable and I will find another equal or better. I don't depend on this to be me. Vibration, freedom, power. Do you see the difference? Preference is a clean desire. It is the desire to play and win, but without the terror of losing. It is the attitude of someone playing a video game. You want to win the game, of course. You try hard, you get excited. But if you lose a life, you don't throw the console out the window or get depressed for 3 months. You say, oh well, and you restart. Because you know it's a game. Life is a game. Money is points on the scoreboard. When you play with lightness, you win more. When you play with the heaviness of, my life depends on this, your hand trembles and you miss the shot. The field responds to the relaxed master, not the tense slave. Release the importance and you will gain the prize. The universe loves the light-hearted player who enjoys the match regardless of the final score on the board. The power of Plan B, destroying fear. Need is born from the fear of not having options. It is this person or no one. It is this job or ruin. That tunnel vision is a lie. We live in an infinite universe. To kill need, use the worst-case scenario technique. Look your fear in the face and ask, what happens if I don't get the money? The ego says, you will die. Reality says, well, I'll have to sell the car, move to a smaller flat and eat rice for a while. Will I survive? Yes. Will I still have my family? Yes. Can I try again? Yes. The moment you accept the worst-case scenario, the fear disappears. You take the teeth out of the monster. You take back your control. You realize that you are bigger than the problem. And paradoxically, when you accept that you could live without your desire, that is when the desire arrives faster, because you have let go of the rope. You have stopped strangling the universe. The mental Plan B is not to be used. It is to give security to your reptilian brain. This relaxes your vibration and allows the manifestation of Plan A. By being okay with the alternative, you remove the resistance that was blocking your primary goal. You become a fluid channel through which the universe can finally deliver the order you placed long ago. Security creates the path for the physical manifestation. The law of reversed effort. The philosopher Alan Watts spoke of the law of reversed effort. He said, when you try to stay afloat, you sink. When you try to sink, you float. If you are in quicksand, the more you struggle, need or effort, the faster the earth swallows you. To get out, you have to relax, stretch out, and stop fighting. In manifestation, it is the same. The more you exert yourself mentally to attract something, the more you push it away. People who do 5 hours of affirmations a day are screaming desperation. They are trying too hard. The commander gives the order once, with clarity, and then goes about his business. He trusts the giant servant. Trust that the order has been received. If you order a pizza, you don't call the pizzeria every 3 minutes shouting, "Is the pizza coming?" "For sure? I'm hungry." If you do that, you look crazy and you disturb the cook. You order. You hang up. You set the table. You wait. You know it's coming. That peace is the presence of faith. You are the cake, not the cherry. Need comes from an error of identity. You believe you are an incomplete cake and that the desire, money, love, is the ingredient you lack to be full. When I have that, I will be happy. Lie. If you are not happy without it, you will not be happy with it. You are already a whole being. The desire is not the missing ingredient. The desire is the cherry on top of the cake. You are already the complete cake. You are already valuable. You are already life. You are already consciousness. Money is a fun ornament. A partner is pleasant company. But none of that completes you. You are infinite right now. When you understand that you are complete right now, the need evaporates. You say, I feel great being me, and besides, I'm going to have that sports car because it's fun. But if I don't have it, I'm still great. That attitude is magnetic. The universe loves to give things to people who already feel rich and complete. The universe does not like to give things to people who feel empty, because voids are black holes that are never filled. Fill yourself first, with self-love, peace, gratitude, and the outside world will bring you gifts to celebrate your fullness. Like attracts like. Fullness attracts more abundance into your physical life, the so what technique. Here is a quick tool to deactivate need when you feel it grabbing your throat. When you're obsessed with a result, say out loud, so what? What if he doesn't call me? So what? There are 7 billion people in the world. I'll go to the movies. What if I lose the client? So what? Power is mine. So what? A better one will come who pays more. What if they criticize me? So what? The opinion of sheep doesn't matter to the lion. The so what is a detachment switch. It breaks the ego's dramatization. It reminds your brain that you are not in a life or death situation. It returns you to the position of power. When you don't give a damn about the negative result, you become free to create the positive result. Indifference to failure is the guarantee of success. By releasing the fear of the no, you open the electrical circuit for the yes of the universe. It is the most practical form of spiritual mastery you can apply daily. The state of active surrender. Do not confuse detachment with resignation. I am not telling you to sit on the sofa and do nothing. I am talking to you about active surrender. Intention. You have an intention of steel. You know what you want. You go for it. Detachment. You are not tied to when or how it will arrive. It is like the archer. The archer has a clear intention to hit the target. He draws the bow with strength, action. He aims with precision, focus. But for the arrow to fly, he has to do something crucial. Release the string. He has to let go. If he stays clutching the string for fear of failing, the arrow does not leave. The moment of power is the moment of letting go. Your need is your hand clutching the arrow. Let go. Trust your aim. Trust the wind. Trust gravity. Let the universe do the flight part. You just do the part of aiming and releasing. The arrow of your desire will reach its destination only when you stop holding it back. The test of faith. Often, right after you declare your desire, the universe puts you to a test. It takes something away from you, or it seems that everything is going wrong. It is the test of need. The universe asks, are you going to panic? Are you going to vibrate in scarcity again, or are you going to stand firm? Watch. If you panic, you fail the test. You prove that you still need and that you do not trust. If you stay calm and say, this is only an appearance, my desire is on its way, I am not moving, you pass. And then the floodgates open. Remember, the dog smells fear. Reality smells your fear of losing. It is a natural process. If you are not afraid to lose, reality has no power over you. And when reality has no power over you, you have power over it. Stand tall in your preference, release your need, and watch how the giant servant organizes the atoms of the world to fulfill the order of the one who knows they are already complete. Chapter 6, Radical Assumption. You have been given the worst advice in history. You have heard it in movies, read it on coffee mugs, and your friends have told it to you when you are sad. The advice is, just be yourself. I want you to analyze this coldly. If your current self is broke, depressed, anxious, and full of fears, why on earth would you want to continue being yourself? Being yourself is what has brought you to this disaster. Yourself is a set of expired habits, unresolved traumas, and limiting programs that you inherited from your parents and society. To defend that identity is to defend your own prison. For the universe to obey you and deliver a new life, the old you has to die. You must change. You have to commit metaphysical suicide and be reborn as a different person. The universe does not respond to what you want. It responds to who you are. Welcome to Chapter 6, Radical assumption. Here we are going to destroy the hypocrisy of authenticity. Poor people are authentically poor. Rich people are authentically rich. It is a state. If you want to change sides, you have to start by being an imposter. You have to hack reality by pretending to be who you want to be with such intensity and constancy that the universe has no choice but to harden that fiction and turn it into a fact of cement. They say in English, fake it till you make it. I tell you, fake it until you become it. The law of assumption, the secret of the masters. The great mystic Neville Goddard left us the sharpest tool of all, the law of assumption. This law dictates to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, even if it is false to the senses. If you persist in it, it will solidify into a fact. Analyze the phrase, even if it is false to the senses. Here is the key. Your current reality, your senses, tells you you are fat, you have no money, you are alone. Radical assumption requires you to ignore that sensory evidence. It requires you to enter a state of divine denial. You must walk, talk, eat, and breathe assuming that you already are the thin, rich, and loved person. It is a must. It is not thinking about success. It is thinking from success. There is a vast difference. Thinking about the $1 million is seeing the money far away, there in the future. That creates distance and longing. Thinking from the $1 million is looking at the world through the eyes of a millionaire now. How does the chair feel if you are rich? How does the coffee taste if you are a millionaire? How do you walk down the street if you are a millionaire? The physical fact may not be there yet, but the identity must be installed first. The universe fills the molds. You are the mold. If the mold is shaped like poor, the universe pours poverty. If you change the mold, the world changes. The method actor, Stanislavski for the soul. To understand this, let's look at the best actors in Hollywood. When a method actor, like Daniel Day-Lewis or Joaquin Phoenix, prepares for a role, they don't pretend when the camera turns on. They become the character 24 hours a day for months. They live it, they embody the new reality. If they play a lame person, they walk lame in their house. If they play a king, they demand to be treated as a king at the catering. They deceive their brains so deeply that their body chemistry changes. You are the lead actor in the movie of your life. But you are a lazy actor. You have been playing the same boring role of suffering victim. You know the script by heart. It comes naturally to you to put on a worried face. The director, your higher self, is shouting at you, "Cut, change of character. Now it's your turn to play the successful hero." But you say, "It's just that I don't feel that way, I feel fake." Of course you feel fake, it's a new role, the suit is tight. Radical assumption is the discomfort of wearing new shoes. You have to endure that discomfort. You have to act the part even if you feel like a fraud at first. The constant repetition of the acting makes it so that one day the role possesses you. One day you stop acting and you simply are. The fiction becomes your new biological truth. The imposter syndrome is your friend. Many people are afraid of imposter syndrome. That little voice that says, "Who are you trying to fool? You are not a successful businessman. You are an unemployed person playing at offices. You are a fraud." When you hear that voice, be glad. Imposter syndrome is the proof that you are growing. It means you are occupying new territory that your ego does not yet recognize as a comfort zone. If you don't feel like an imposter, it's that you are not aiming high enough. When you radically assume a new identity, your old subconscious mind rebels. It launches panic attacks, it launches shame. Your job is to maintain the character. Tell that voice, "Yes, I am an imposter. I am supplanting my old failed self with my new successful self, and I am such a good actor that reality is going to believe it." Remember, the brain does not distinguish between reality and vivid imagination. If you act like a confident person for 30 days straight, your brain will rewire itself. Neuroplasticity is at your service. Faking changes the physical structure of your brain. It is not a lie, it is training. Dressing for the role, enclothed cognition. There is a psychological phenomenon called enclothed cognition. Studies show that if you put a white coat on a person, their brain becomes sharper because they associate it. If you put on an expensive suit, you feel more authoritative and negotiate better. If you put on old sportswear, you feel lazier. To apply radical assumption, you have to use the costume. You cannot vibrate in Empress or Magnate if you walk around all day in dirty pajamas and with messy hair. Your clothes send constant signals. Dress for the job you want, not the one you have. Dress for the life you want. Even if you go to the supermarket, shave, comb your hair, use your best perfume on any Tuesday. It is not vanity, it is identity engineering. When you look in the mirror and see someone who looks successful, it is much easier to assume that you are successful, walking as if you owned the place. Radical assumption is physical. Observe how you walk. Do you walk fast with your head down, dodging people, apologizing with your body? That is the walk of scarcity. Or do you walk slowly, occupying space, with an open chest? That is the walk of abundance. A lion is not in a hurry. A king does not run. Time is his. Space is his. From today on, practice the walk of assumption. Imagine you have $10 million in the bank. How would your step change? You would probably be more relaxed. Your shoulders would drop. You would breathe deeper. You would look people in the eye with a slight smile of, "If you only knew how well I'm doing." Do that now, without the money. That change in your biomechanics sends a signal of security to the giant servant. The servant says, "The master walks as if he had millions. I don't see the millions in the account. There must be an accounting error. Quick, bring the millions to justify that walk." Reality always runs to catch up to you. The inner language diet. Neville Goddard said that our inner conversations are what create our reality. What are you saying to yourself all day? The old you has a victim dialogue. Everything is so expensive. I'm tired. No one values me. I hope it's Friday. If you want to assume a new identity, you have to change the script. The new you does not say those things. Imagine that you are already the person of your dreams. What would that person say to an expensive electricity bill? The old you would say, "What a robbery, I have no money." The new you, millionaire in assumption, would say, "Thank you for the electric service, I have plenty to pay for it." Even if you have to scratch for coins to pay it in the physical world, in your mental world you cannot afford the thought of poverty. You have to maintain the internal pose. You have to react to events as your ideal version would react. If your partner leaves you, the old you cries and begs. The new you says, "I understand, move on." The new you knows they are loved and valuable and says, "If you leave, it's because you leave space for something better that is at my level. Have a good trip." By reacting from the new identity, you collapse time and attract the new, ignoring the mirror of 3D reality. Here is the hardest part, the trial by fire of the assumption. You assume you are rich. You dress well, you walk with power. You go to the ATM and it says insufficient balance. 3D reality spits in your face. It mocks your acting. Do you see? You are a clown. You are broke. In that moment, you have two options. Believe the mirror, failure, or divine denial, success. The choice is yours. If you believe the mirror, you get depressed. Accept the truth of the numbers and return to your poor identity. The game ends. If you choose success, you look at the balance and say, "This is a temporary error. This is the past. I know who I am. My wealth is real and it is on its way. This balance lies." It may seem like madness, but it is the only sanity. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You have to be able to look at lack and deny it authority. Do not deny the physical fact, but deny the ultimate truth of that fact. Do not let the fact define who you are. I am temporarily without liquidity, but I am rich. That distinction saves your vibration. Maintain the character. Do not step out of the role even when the scenery falls to pieces. If you maintain the role when everything goes wrong, the universe, the great producer, is impressed and says, "This actor is for real. Give him everything he asks for." The script must be followed to the end. The reverse memory technique. To strengthen your assumption, use memory in your favor. Normally, we use memory to remember the past. I want you to use memory to remember the future. Tonight, when you go to bed, instead of reviewing what you did today, review what you did in your ideal day. Today I signed that incredible contract. Today I ate at that restaurant with my love. How good it felt. Build fake memories with sensory detail. Deceive the hippocampus of your brain. If you do this every night, your brain starts to mark those events as real and familiar. And the subconscious always works to reproduce what is familiar to it. It follows the known path. If wealth becomes familiar in your mind, through invented memories, the subconscious will take you to it on autopilot. It will make it seem weird to be poor, and it will work frantically to correct that anomaly. The placebo effect is you. Medicine has shown that if you give someone a sugar pill with authority, their body heals itself. The pill was fake. The belief was real. The cure was real. You are your own placebo. Your new identity, your acting, is the sugar pill. At first it is fake. It is pure theater. But if you swallow it with absolute faith, your life heals for real. Your bank account heals, your loneliness heals. Do not underestimate the power of the lie. All truths started as imaginations. The building you are in, the phone you use, everything was first a fantasy in the mind of someone who refused to accept that it didn't exist. The audacity of appropriation. Have you ever seen someone sneak into a VIP party without an invitation? They don't enter hiding. They walk in as owners. They greet the guards. They act with such naturalness that no one dares to ask them for the ticket. That is the attitude. Sneak into the party of success. Do not wait to have the invitation, the title, the money, the recognition. Enter now. Behave as if you belong to the elite of your field. Speak like them. Be one of them now. The universe is the security guard. If it sees you doubt, it will ask for the ticket. If it sees you enter with the radical assumption of belonging, it will open the velvet rope for you. Appropriate your desire. It is not something you are going to get. It is something you already have in the quantum plane. It is yours. Wear it now. Put on the coat of your success. Use it. If you feel guilty, remember Chapter 2. The universe is amoral. It doesn't care if you deserve to enter. It cares if you have the audacity to enter. Practical exercise. The day of the avatar. Tomorrow you are going to play a game. You are going to choose your avatar, your future self. Do it. Write on a piece of paper what that self is like. How does he dress? What time does he get up? What does he have for breakfast? How does he greet the neighbors? What does he listen to in the car? For 24 hours you are going to be possessed by that avatar. From the moment you wake up until you go to bed, you will not react like the old you. You are going to ask before every situation, what would my avatar do now? If the old you would eat a donut out of anxiety, but the avatar would go to the gym, you go to the gym. Not because you have to, but because it's what my character does. It's acting, it's a game. But at the end of the day, you will realize something wonderful. You felt better, things flowed more, people treated you differently. And you will ask yourself, why have I been choosing to be the old loser you when I could have chosen to be this avatar all this time? Identity is a choice, not a sentence. You are the author. Rewrite your character and the world will rewrite your entire story. Chapter 7, The Time Trap. Welcome to Chapter 7, The Time Trap. Today you are going to learn the basic physics of reality. You are going to understand that time is not your enemy, but a necessary safety mechanism. You are going to learn that what you see with your eyes is not the present truth, but the delayed echo of your past. If you manage to understand this chapter, you will become immune to disappointment. You will become a sniper who fires and waits patiently, knowing that the bullet has already left and that the impact is only a matter of time. The density of matter, the system lag. We live in a physical universe that is dense and heavy. In the mental quantum plane, manifestation is instantaneous. You think of a pink elephant and, boom, in your mind, the pink elephant appears instantly. There is no time. But in the physical plane, 3D, matter has inertia. It is slow. Imagine you are driving a speedboat, your thoughts. You can turn the wheel and the boat turns instantly. Now imagine you are driving a giant ocean liner loaded with steel containers, your physical reality. You turn the rudder hard. You change your vibration today. Does the ship turn instantly? No. For several miles, the ship continues moving in the old direction due to accumulated inertia. If you are a rookie captain, you will panic. The rudder doesn't work. I turned and we are still headed toward the iceberg. It's a farce. And you will let go of the wheel. The wise captain knows that the turn has already occurred. He knows the turn happened in the engine room, but the mass of the ship takes time to respond. He holds the wheel steady. He knows that inevitably the inertia will run out and the ship will begin to veer majestically toward the new destination. Your life is that ocean liner. You have spent 20, 30, or 40 years vibrating in scarcity and limitation. You have generated a brutal inertia. Do not expect the ship to turn 180 degrees just because you vibrated in abundance for 3 days. You have to sustain the order during the hysteresis delay period. That period where it seems nothing is happening is the period where everything is happening beneath the surface. The safety buffer. Why you don't want instant manifestation. You complain that the universe is slow. You say, "I wish my thoughts came true instantly." Believe me, you don't want that. If that were true, you would be dead. Think about how many times a day you have intrusive or catastrophic thoughts. I hope my boss dies. I'm going to crash the car. I bet I have cancer. If the genie obeyed instantly, without loading time, your boss would drop dead in the meeting, your car would explode, and you would sprout tumors before dinner. The world would be a chaos of monsters created by our momentary fears. Time is a safety buffer. The universe gives you a grace period between your thought and the manifestation. It's like when you send an email and have 10 seconds to click undo. The universe waits to see if your vibration is consistent. It says, "The master is thinking about wealth today, but yesterday he thought about poverty. I'm going to wait and see if this is a whim or a real order. If he maintains the wealth signal for long enough, then I will print the reality." The delay protects you. It gives you time to correct your negative thoughts before they become bricks. But it also requires you to maintain your positive thoughts long enough for them to pass through the filter. The dead star theory. When you look at the night sky and see a star, you are not seeing the star as it is now. The light takes years to arrive. Perhaps you are seeing the light of a star that exploded and died 100 years ago. You are seeing the past. Your current reality works the same way. Look in the mirror. Look at your body, look at your house, look at your balance. You are looking at a dead star. You are seeing the light, the result of your thoughts, emotions, and actions from 6 months or 2 years ago. What you see today is the results report of your old self. The fatal error is reacting emotionally to the dead star. If you look at your balance today, which is the result of the past, and get depressed, you are generating a new cause of poverty that will manifest in 6 months. You are perpetuating the cycle. Past, present, negative reaction. Future equal to the past. To break the cycle, you have to become blind to the present. You have to understand that the present is irrelevant because it is already old. It can no longer be changed. It has already manifested. The only thing that matters is what you are broadcasting now, because that will create the future. The commander walks among the ruins of his current life with a smile because he knows they are old ruins and that his new blueprints are already under construction in the invisible. The bridge of incidents, how it actually happens. Here is another point where people get confused. They expect manifestation to be a Harry Potter-style act of magic. Poof, a bag of money appears on the table. Sometimes it happens like that, miracles. But 90% of the time, the universe uses the path of least resistance. Neville Goddard called it the bridge of incidents. It is a chain of natural and logical events that lead you to your desire. And here is the trap. Sometimes the bridge of incidents looks like a misfortune at first. Example, you order, "I want a job where I earn triple and am happy." The universe obeys. "Yes, master." 2 days later, you are fired from your current job. You panic. "My God, this doesn't work. I asked for wealth and I'm out on the street. The universe hates me." You break your vibration. You get depressed. You didn't realize that the firing was the first step of the bridge. The universe had to pull you out of your mediocre job because you didn't dare to quit, to set you free so you could find the job of your dreams that was waiting for you around the corner. You judged the process too soon. You judged the gift wrap because it was ugly, and you threw it in the trash without opening it. When you give an order, never judge what happens next as bad. If your car breaks down, if your partner leaves you, if you lose something, assume immediately, this is part of the bridge. The universe is moving the furniture to bring my order. This is necessary, I trust. That attitude turns obstacles into springboards, the seed in the darkness. Imagine you plant a bamboo seed, you water it, you fertilize it, you give it sun. A week passes. Nothing comes up. The ground is flat. A month passes, nothing. A year passes, nothing. If you are an impatient gardener, you dig up the soil, pull out the seed and shout, "It doesn't work." By doing so, you kill the plant. What you didn't know is that bamboo spends 5 years growing roots downward. It is building a gigantic base in the darkness. And in the 5th year, suddenly, it sprouts and grows 30 meters in 6 weeks. Your great desires are bamboo. They need a gestation time in the darkness of the subconscious. You cannot see what is happening underground, but it is happening. The roots are spreading. The universe is aligning contacts, inspiring ideas in other people, moving invisible threads. Your job during the darkness phase is to keep watering. How do you water? With faith, with gratitude, and with assumption. If you stop watering, vibrating, because you don't see the sprout, the seed withers just before breaking the surface. Most people quit 1 yard away from the gold. Don't be those people. Love the darkness. Trust in what you do not see. The tyranny of how and when. The commander gives the order of the what. I want financial freedom. But he often makes the mistake of trying to control the how and the when. I want it by winning the lottery this Friday. That is micromanaging the universe. It is insulting its intelligence. The universe has millions of delivery routes that you do not know. Perhaps the lottery is not the way. Perhaps it is a business idea, an inheritance, an investment, or a gift. If you obsess over the how, lottery, you close the other 999 doors. And if you obsess over the when, Friday, you create anxiety and resistance. Your job is the what. The servant's job is the how and the when. The universe always chooses the most efficient path and the perfect moment. Sometimes the delay is because you are not ready yet. If they gave you the $1 million today, with your current mentality, perhaps you would lose it in a year or it would destroy you. The universe is waiting for your avatar, Chapter 6, to mature enough to hold the blessing. The waiting time is training time. Do not ask, when does it arrive? Say, I am ready. Do it your way. The demon of doubt and how to kill it. During the waiting time, a demon will visit you. Its name is doubt. It comes at 3 in the morning and whispers, "You are stupid. None of this is real. Look at your bills. Be realistic." Doubt is not a sign that you are doing poorly. It is part of the process. It is the guardian of the threshold. It comes to test your mettle. If you get scared and dialogue with doubt, you lose. Doubt is not convinced by logic, because 3D logic says you are broke. Doubt is crushed with authority. When you hear the voice say, "I hear you, but I do not authorize you. My order is still in effect, it is already done," and change your focus. Go do something physical. Dance, run, clean the house, get the energy out of your head. Do not debate with the demon. Ignore it. Treat doubt like the noise of a construction site on the street. It's annoying, yes, but it doesn't mean you have to stop your life. Keep working. The VIP waiting room technique. How do we survive the wait without going crazy? By changing our attitude toward the wait. Do not wait like someone waiting for the bus in the rain, anxious and checking the watch. Wait like someone waiting in the VIP lounge of a luxury airport. You know your plane, your desire, is going to leave. You have the ticket in your hand, your assumption. There is no possibility of you being left behind. So, while you wait, enjoy yourself. Have a drink, read a book, relax. Anxiety doesn't make the plane arrive sooner. It only makes the wait miserable. The best way to speed up time is to stop waiting for it. Occupy your mind with other things. Enjoy your current life. Find joy in what you already have. When you forget about time, time collapses. When you are obsessed with watching the pot, the water never boils. Turn around, live. And when you least expect it, boom, the water will be boiling. Signs that the download is complete. How do you know you are close? Often right before the big manifestation, 2 things happen. The apparent chaos. Everything seems to get worse all at once. It is the storm before the calm. It is the deep restructuring of reality. Rejoice. The ship is turning. Total detachment. Suddenly, you wake up one day and no longer feel the urgent need for your desire. You feel peace. You say, "You know what? I'm fine as I am." That is the magical moment. You have released resistance completely. You have reached the point of zero friction. Normally, the desire manifests hours or days after reaching this state. When you no longer care if it arrives, it arrives. Exercise the evidence journal. To combat time blindness, start an evidence journal. Your brain is programmed to forget the good things and remember the bad. Note every small synchronicity or positive sign you see. Found $5? Note it down. It's the start of wealth. Someone smiled at you? Note it down. It's the start of love. Felt happy for no reason? Note it down. When you feel discouraged by the delay, read your journal. You will see that the universe is responding to you. It is sending you breadcrumbs to guide you. This builds faith. It tells your brain, look, it's working. Let's keep going. Time does not exist for the genie. For him, everything is an eternal now. Time is an illusion your mind creates to process change. Do not fall into the trap. Do not measure your success by what you see today. Measure it by what you are holding in your mind today. If your mind remains firm in abundance despite external poverty, you have already won. Physical reality has no choice but to surrender. It is a law. Matter is a slave to consciousness. Be the patient master. Be the firm master. Your ship is turning. Do not let go of the wheel now. But there is a way to speed up the ship. There is a nuclear fuel that burns through the inertia of time and collapses the weight. It is a technique that most use wrong, but when used as a weapon, it is devastating. It is the way to pay for the package before receiving it to ensure urgent delivery. It is called gratitude, but not the gratitude you know. I am talking about preventive gratitude. Chapter 8, Preventive Gratitude. Tell me if this sounds familiar. Someone does you a favor, gives you a gift, or opens a door, and you say thank you. It is an automatic reaction. It is politeness. It is what your parents taught you. You say thank you when they give you something. The problem is that this social programming has destroyed your ability to use gratitude. You have been taught that gratitude is a reaction. It comes after the event. But in the kingdom of the mind, gratitude is not a reaction. It is a cause. Welcome to Chapter 8, Preventive Gratitude. Today we are going to flip the temporal equation. You will learn that thanking for what you don't have is the fastest and scientific way to get it. You are going to learn that gratitude is not a kind word. It is a programming code that tells the giant servant, the package has already arrived, sign the receipt and close the cycle. And when the servant sees that you have signed the receipt, gratitude, he enters constructive panic and runs to materialize it so that the accounts match up. The vibratory signature of it already happened. Let's go back to the cosmic radio from Chapter 1. Let's remember the frequencies. Asking is the frequency of absence. I don't have it. Waiting is the frequency of doubt. I hope it arrives. Thanking is the frequency of possession. It is already mine. It is an emotional signature. Physiologically and neurologically, it is impossible to feel genuine gratitude for something that does not exist in your experience. Your primitive brain does not give thanks for hunger. It gives thanks for food. Therefore, the emotion of gratitude is the final evidence that the desire has been fulfilled. It is the seal of case closed. When you apply preventive gratitude, you give thanks before seeing, you are hacking the system. You are generating the emotion of the final result in the present. The universe, which is blind and only feels vibrations, receives your signal of intense gratitude and says, wait a moment, the master is vibrating in thank you. That exists now. The universe says, that vibration only occurs when the desire is already fulfilled. Therefore, in his quantum reality, the desire already exists. I have to align physical reality immediately so that it matches that signal. It is the collapse of time. Jesus, in front of the tomb of Lazarus, gave thanks before the dead man moved a single finger. That gratitude was the force that pulled the dead man out of the tomb. If you wait to see the miracle to give thanks, you are late. The miracle needs your gratitude as fuel to start. Without that fuel, the engine of manifestation cannot run. You must be the one who provides the spark through your deep appreciation of the unseen reality. The cosmic purchase receipt. Imagine you go to an appliance store, you pay for a giant television. They give you a receipt. They tell you, we will send it home tomorrow. You leave the store. You don't have the TV in your hands. You have a paper. But how do you feel? Do you feel anxious? Do you shout, I don't have a television? No. You feel happy. You feel like the owner of the television. If someone asks you, you say, I bought a new TV. You don't say, "I hope to have a TV." Why do you have that certainty? Because you have the receipt. The receipt is proof of ownership, even if the physical object is on a delivery truck. Preventive gratitude is your receipt. When you give thanks for your perfect health, even if your body hurts, you are printing the receipt. You are claiming ownership. You are telling the universe, "I have the receipt. I have paid with my faith and my vibration." Delivery is guaranteed. This attitude eliminates anxiety. No one who has the receipt in their hand doubts the delivery. Anxiety is the proof that you do not believe it is yours. Gratitude is the proof that you know it is yours. It is the end of the struggle and the beginning of the possession. By giving thanks now, you align your entire being with the outcome you desire, and you stop the friction that prevents your good from reaching your physical hands. The antidote against fear. There is a fascinating biological law. The brain cannot be in a state of fear and gratitude at the same time. They are opposite neural circuits. Fear activates the amygdala, fight or flight. Gratitude activates the prefrontal cortex and releases dopamine and oxytocin, repair and pleasure. It is a choice. You cannot run from a lion and give thanks for the landscape at the same time. That is why preventive gratitude is the ultimate exorcism for doubt. When doubt attacks you at 3 in the morning, the demon of chapter 7, do not fight against it. Replace it with gratitude. "I'm afraid of not paying rent" becomes, "Thank you for the provision." The moment you force your brain to look for reasons to give thanks, even if they are invented or future, the fear turns off. You cut the supply of cortisol. You take your body out of survival mode and put it into creation mode. It is a light switch. Fear, darkness, out. Gratitude, light, in. You are the one who flips the switch. The Trojan horse technique. Sometimes your logical mind is your worst enemy. If you affirm, "I am a millionaire," your logical mind shouts, "Liar, you have debts," and it blocks the manifestation. The logical mind is the guardian of the city gate, but gratitude is a Trojan horse. It enters through the gates of the subconscious mind. The logical mind is less resistant to gratitude because it looks like a prayer, it looks like an act of humility. If you say, "Thank you, life, for this wealth that is flowing toward me," the logical mind does not get so defensive. It lets it pass. Once gratitude enters the city, your subconscious, the soldiers come out and conquer it. The emotion of gratitude reprograms your limiting beliefs without your ego even noticing. It is the soft way to violate the defenses of your unbelief. It is a subtle but unstoppable power that shifts your internal landscape from one of lack to one of total abundance. You bypass the guards of the intellect to reach the heart of power. Giving thanks in hell, the test of mastery. It is easy to give thanks when everything is going well. Any fool can do it. The master is distinguished because he is able to give thanks when everything is going wrong. You are sick, broke, and alone. You are in hell. Can you give thanks there? If you can, hell cannot hold you at all. Hell spits out the grateful. Why give thanks for the bad? You don't thank for the problem, "Thank you for this disease." That would be masochism. You thank for the opportunity of transformation and the solution that already exists. You thank because you know that this crisis is part of the bridge of incidents, chapter 7. You see the end. You say, "Thank you, universe, for shaking me. Thank you because I know this is clearing my path. Thank you for the perfect health that is being born from this contrast." When you give thanks in the middle of disaster, you do something incredible. You take the energy away from the problem. The problem dies without your attention. The problem feeds on your complaint and your terror. If you give it gratitude, you starve it to death. You transform the energy of lead, crisis, into gold, blessing. It is the supreme mental alchemy. David Steindl-Rast said, "It is not happiness that makes us grateful. It is gratitude that makes us happy. It starts with you. Give thanks before being happy, and you will be happy. And because you are happy, you will attract reasons to be so. It is a virtuous cycle that starts with your decision to appreciate life regardless of the current appearance. You become a light in the dark, and darkness must vanish before the intensity of your focused appreciation. The morning ritual, the appreciation bombardment. To train this muscle, you need a gym. Your gym is the morning. Before getting out of bed, before touching your phone, you're going to do an appreciation bombardment. For 2 minutes, you're going to give thanks for everything you can think of, mixing what you have and what you want. Mix it to confuse your logical mind. Thank you for this soft pillow. Real. Thank you for the roof over my head. Real. Thank you for the $1 million in my account. Preventive. Thank you for my healthy lungs. Real. Thank you for my loving partner. Preventive. Thank you for the coffee I'm going to drink. Real. By mixing present truths with future truths, your brain stops distinguishing. It begins to accept the $1 million as just as real as the pillow. You enter an upward spiral of vibration. You leave the bed vibrating at 500 hertz. Love, gratitude. That day, you are untouchable. Problems slide off you. Opportunities seek you out. The Gratitude Journal 2.0, the creator's version. Everyone tells you to write a gratitude journal. Write down 3 good things that happened to you today. That's fine for beginners. It is reactive gratitude. You are going to write the journal of the future. Every night you are going to write 3 things you want to happen tomorrow. Write them in the past tense as if they had already occurred. Thank you because tomorrow's meeting was a resounding success and I closed the deal. Thank you because I received wonderful news about my health. Thank you because I found the money to pay the debt. By writing it by hand, you are signing contracts with the universe. The hand-brain connection is powerful. You are writing the script for the next day. When you wake up, your subconscious will have a map. Ah, the master said the meeting was a success. Let's make that happen to comply with the journal entry. You are prepaying your future with Gratitude Inc. You are the architect of your morning. Silent gratitude, the magician's gaze. You don't always need to speak. You can use the gaze of gratitude. When you walk down the street, look at people, buildings, trees, and mentally say, thank you. Thank that stranger for existing. Thank the tree for the oxygen. Thank the bus driver. Project gratitude toward everything you see. This creates a magnetic field around you. People will feel attracted to you without knowing why. They will feel that you give them energy. And the universe, which is everything you look at, will feel loved by you. And like a lover, it will want to give you gifts. It responds to your appreciation with more things to be appreciated. Remember, the universe is a mirror. If you give it love and appreciation, it returns love and appreciation to you in the form of money, health, and luck. Your silent blessing becomes a powerful broadcast that reorders the environment in your favor. You walk in a world of your own making, blessed by your own focused recognition of good. Beware of false gratitude, feeling versus thinking, a vital warning. Saying thank you with clenched teeth and a heart full of hatred is useless. The universe is deaf, remember? Chapter 1. It does not hear the word thanks. It feels the vibration of appreciation. If you say thank you for my health but feel fear, you vibrate fear. You have to find something, anything, that makes you truly feel gratitude. If you cannot feel gratitude for your health because it hurts too much, do not lie. Feel gratitude for your cat, or for a song you like, or for the sun. Focus on something that does generate the genuine emotion of how good this is. Use that spark to grow. Once you have the flame of gratitude lit by the cat, transfer that flame to your health. Use the inertia of the emotion. I love my cat. Real feeling. And thank you also for my healing. Same feeling. Trick the vibration. Ride the wave of a small gratitude to surf toward a large gratitude. It is a skill you can master with practice. The paradox of sufficiency. Preventive gratitude teaches you the most important lesson of abundance, sufficiency. To give thanks, you have to recognize that you already have enough. If you are grateful, you are not desperate. When you vibrate in, I have enough, the universe says, the master is full. Let's give him more. Like attracts like. When you vibrate in, I lack everything, the universe says he is empty. Let's take away what little he has. Matthew 25:29. Gratitude makes you rich instantly. In the moment you give thanks for the air you breathe, you are rich in life. In the moment you give thanks for a plate of rice, you are rich in food. That feeling of present wealth is the magnet that attracts future wealth. You cannot attract wealth by feeling poor. You can only attract wealth by feeling rich, and gratitude is the fastest way to feel rich for free. It is the internal realization that the source of all good is within you and available to you at every single moment. What to do when it seems like you are lying? Your ego will tell you you are crazy. You are giving thanks for an invisible car. You are a schizophrenic. Respond to the ego. I am not crazy. I am an architect. An architect sees the building before laying the first brick and gives thanks for the finished work. I see my quantum plans. The crazy one is you, who only believes in what you can touch with your limited hands. Vision is seeing the invisible. Faith is thanking the invisible. Manifestation is receiving the invisible. Stand firm in your lie until it becomes truth. Remember, all truths were lies, ideas at the beginning. Your conviction is the law. The boomerang effect of gratitude. When you throw a stone of gratitude into the lake of the universe, the ripples expand to infinity and then return to you. If you give thanks for others' money instead of envying them, you attract money. If you give thanks for others' health, you attract health. Gratitude is always inclusive. Give thanks for everything good you see in the world, whether it is yours or not. If you see a Ferrari pass by and say, "Thank you for that beautiful car, how great that someone enjoys it," you are telling the universe, "I like Ferraris." The universe takes note, he likes them, sending one. You align with the energy of the object. If you say, "Damned rich man, he surely stole it," you tell the universe, "I hate rich people and Ferraris." The universe takes note, keep wealth away. Your preventive gratitude must include others' success. Celebrate it as if it were yours, and it will be yours. You expand your territory by celebrating the good everywhere you find it. Now you have the purchase receipt. You are no longer waiting with anxiety. You are waiting with the smile of an owner. You have paid the price. The price was not money. It was focus, assumption, and gratitude. The merchandise is on its way. The universe's delivery truck never gets lost, even if it sometimes takes strange routes. Relax, enjoy the wait. Polish the furniture where you are going to put your new television, your desire. Prepare your life to receive. Clean your closet for the new clothes. Clean your garage for the new car. That physical preparation is the final act of gratitude. It is a powerful signal that you are ready for the manifestation. But beware, just when you are at the peak of gratitude, just when the miracle is ringing the doorbell, something inside you might open the door and slam it in the delivery man's face. There is a dark part in your psyche that is afraid to receive, a part that believes you don't deserve it. It is the internal saboteur. If you do not deactivate it, it will destroy your manifestation at the last second, like an architect who dynamites his own bridge on inauguration day. You must address the root of your unworthiness to allow the flow of your good to enter your life. The next step is to clear the path of all internal resistance and hidden guilt. Chapter 9: Neutralizing the Saboteur. You're about to sign the contract of your life, and suddenly you get sick to your stomach and cannot go to the meeting. You are living the perfect romance. Everything is honey and roses, and out of nowhere, you start a stupid fight over a text message and break the relationship. You start earning serious money, and that same month your car breaks down. Your fridge breaks and you lose your wallet, spending exactly what you had earned. Bad luck? No. Psychological thermodynamics. Welcome to Chapter 9, Neutralizing the Saboteur. Today we are going to talk about the silent killer, the sniper who lives in your own brain and who shoots you in the legs just when you are about to cross the finish line. You believe you want success, you believe you want love. But there is a dark, primitive, and loyal part in your subconscious that is terrified of you achieving it. That part is the saboteur. And its job is not to make you unhappy. Its job is to keep you safe. The problem is that for your reptilian brain, safe means the same as always. For the saboteur, success is dangerous because it is unknown. Wealth is dangerous because it makes you visible. Love is dangerous because it makes you vulnerable. So every time you get close to the top, the saboteur pulls the emergency brake. Today, we are going to cut the cables of that brake. We are going to reclaim your natural right to fly. The upper limit problem. Psychologist Gay Hendricks discovered a phenomenon called the upper limit problem. Imagine you have an internal thermostat for happiness, money, and love. Let's say your thermostat is set at happiness level 5. That is your tolerance level. You are used to that level of well-being. It is your familiar ground. Suddenly you apply the laws of this book. You use gratitude, assumption, and command. Boom! Your life rises to happiness level 9. You feel euphoric. You have money. You have love. What happens then? Red alarms go off in your nervous system. Alert! Alert! We are operating above the allowed capacity. Overload danger. Risk of death. Your saboteur panics. It believes you're going to explode from so much light. So it executes a downward regulation maneuver. It creates an imaginary crisis. It makes you feel guilty. It causes you physical pain. It makes you make a stupid mistake at work. The goal is to bring you down from level 9 to level 5, where you feel safe and miserable. Once you return to the hole, the saboteur relaxes and says, "Phew, that was close. We were almost happy. Mission accomplished. We are safe in mediocrity." If you do not understand this mechanism, you will think you are cursed. You will think that good things don't last. It's not that they don't last, it's that you do not tolerate the good. Your job is to expand your capacity to tolerate the positive without boycotting yourself. The guardian of the comfort zone. You must understand that the saboteur is not an evil demon. It is a misinformed bodyguard. It was programmed in your childhood. If as a child you learned that calling attention is dangerous, your saboteur recorded the rule. Success, danger. Now you are an adult and you want to be successful. You want to shine. But as soon as you start to shine, the bodyguard jumps up and covers your mouth. No, they are going to hit you. Hide. He does it out of love. He does it to protect the 5-year-old child inside you. But that child no longer exists and he is ruining your life. You cannot fight the saboteur with hate. If you fight him, he becomes stronger, because it confirms there is a war and he needs to protect you more. You have to treat him like a loyal but senile employee who keeps following rules from 1990 in 2024. You have to re-educate him. You have to update his software. You have to tell him to put down the weapon. Invisible loyalty, the sin of surpassing the tribe. Here we reach the deepest and most painful root of self-sabotage. It is something that most self-help books ignore because it hurts too much to look at. It is called clan loyalty. Biologically, we are tribal animals. In ancient times, being expelled from the tribe meant death. Belonging is survival. And how do we belong? By sharing the same problems and limitations as our tribe. If you come from a poor, hard-working and suffering family, your subconscious has an equation recorded: being poor, belonging to the family, love, security. If you, the black sheep or the golden sheep, decide to be rich, a deep part of you feels betrayal. You feel that if you succeed, you will leave them behind. You feel that if you are happy, you are insulting them, who are unhappy. This guilt is the nuclear fuel of the saboteur. Who do you think you are to travel to Europe while your mother is cleaning floors? Who do you think you are to earn in a month what your father earned in a year? That guilt will make you lose the money. It will make you sick. It will make you fail. All to return to the fold, all to be able to tell them, "Look, I am just as miserable as you. Keep loving me." It is a blind love. It is a toxic love. To triumph, you must be willing to break that loyalty. You must be willing to be the stranger in your family. You have to understand that your suffering does not help your family. It only duplicates the misery in the world. The best way to honor your lineage is not by repeating their failures, but by healing the tree through your success. You are the pioneer of a new reality. Your wealth is the harvest of their prayers. Accept it as a holy tribute. The "I don't deserve" virus. The saboteur uses a powerful chemical weapon, the feeling of unworthiness, the imposter syndrome. When the universe delivers the gift to you, the saboteur whispers, "This is a mistake. You are not that good." Soon they will realize that you are a fraud. Why do we feel we don't deserve? It is because we confuse value. Because we have confused value with merit. We have been taught that merit is earned by suffering. You shall earn your bread with the sweat of your brow. If something arrives easily, by the law of assumption or gratitude, the saboteur says, "You haven't suffered enough for this. It's dirty money. It's luck. It's not yours." Listen carefully. You do not have to earn the right to exist, to be happy or to be rich. Does the sun have to earn the right to shine? Does the rose have to earn the right to smell good? No. They shine and smell good because it is their nature. Your nature is abundance. You are an expression of life. Your desire for expansion is God wanting to be more through you. Feeling unworthy is arrogance. It is telling God, your creation, me, is defective and does not deserve your gifts. Who are you to judge God's creation? Accept the gift, say thank you, and use it for good. Worthiness is a myth invented to control you. Delete it. You were born worthy simply because you are here, breathing and existing right now. Detecting the saboteur, the alert signals. The saboteur is a master of disguise. He rarely presents himself as fear. He presents himself as logic or realism. Here are the most common masks. Rational. Procrastination. I'm not going to launch the project today because the website is not perfect. I need to research more. It is a blatant lie. It is the saboteur preventing you from exposing yourself to success. Perfectionism is fear in expensive shoes. Sudden boredom. Just when everything is going well in your relationship or work, you get bored. You look for drama. You look for problems where there are none. It is the saboteur trying to lower your happiness thermostat because peace is scary. Victory sickness. Right on the day of the important presentation, you get the flu. Just before the dream vacation, you sprain your ankle. It is the body obeying the command of, slow down, it's too good to be true. The critical doubt. You start to hear thoughts like, what if this is a scam? What if I lose everything? Do not believe the story. Antivirus step 1. Dissociation. You are not your fear. The first step to uninstalling the virus is to stop identifying with it. Normally you say, I am afraid. That is an error. You are not the fear. You are the consciousness that observes the fear. Imagine the saboteur is a dog barking in the back seat of your car. You are the one driving. The dog barks, watch out, we are going to crash, brake. Most people get scared, let go of the steering wheel and let the dog drive. The magician says, I hear the dog. I know he barks because he is a dog, but I keep driving. Give your saboteur a name, call him Gollum, Old Joe the Witch. Whatever makes you laugh or takes away respect. When you start having negative thoughts, say, look, there is Old Joe again with his poverty paranoias. You are so annoying, Joe. By naming it and treating it as a separate entity, you take away the power of possession. You laugh at him, and fear cannot survive laughter. It dissolves in the light of your conscious and humorous observation. Antivirus step 2. Ancestral permission. If your sabotage comes from family loyalty, you need to perform a cutting ritual. You don't need to tell your family in person. Sometimes they wouldn't understand. Do it in your mind. Close your eyes. Visualize your parents and grandparents behind you. Look them in the eyes, see their faces of suffering. Tell them mentally, Dear ancestors, I honor you and I love you. But today I decide to honor you in a different way. I will not honor you by suffering like you. I will honor you by being happy and abundant to show that your effort was worth it. I am the dream of my ancestors. Please look upon me with kind eyes if I decide to be successful today. Visualize that you turn around and walk toward the light, your future, leaving them in the shadow, their destiny. Feel the chain break. Now you are free. Your success is not betrayal. It is evolution. You are fulfilling the true purpose of your lineage by rising above the limitations they endured. You carry their strength, not their chains. Antivirus step 3. Expanding the container. Get used to the good. You have to retrain your nervous system to handle high levels of pleasure and success without panicking. You have to stretch your comfort zone upward. This exercise is called holding the bliss. When something good happens to you or when you feel a moment of peace, you must act. Stop. Feel the sensation in the body. Your saboteur will try to interrupt it with a negative thought. Yes, but tomorrow we have to pay. Say, stop. Return to the good sensation. Breathe it. Expand it. Tell your nervous system, it is safe to feel this good. I allow this to last. I allow more of this. Hold the sensation longer than usual. You are stretching the thermostat. Little by little, your upper limit will rise from 5 to 6, then to 7. A day will come when being immensely happy and rich will be your new comfort zone, and you will feel uncomfortable if you are not happy. That is when you become unstoppable. The saboteur starts working for your success because it is familiar. Antivirus step 4. The the question of truth. When you are about to sabotage yourself, not going to the meeting, not making the call, ask yourself the question of truth. Am I making this decision from love or from fear? Fear always disguises itself as prudence. I'm not going to invest because it's prudent to save. Is it prudence or fear of growth? I'm not going to talk to that person because I don't want to bother them. Is it respect or is it fear of rejection? If the answer is fear, do the opposite. Act against the fear. Action cures fear. Avoidance feeds the saboteur. Every time you act despite the fear, the saboteur becomes smaller. You teach him who is the boss, you are the master. The normalization of the miracle. The saboteur attacks what is extraordinary. If earning $10,000 seems extraordinary to you, your saboteur will attack it. If earning $10,000 seems normal to you, your saboteur will ignore it. Your goal is to normalize the miracle. Stop treating your desires as sacred and special events. Treat them like routine. Treat them like brushing your teeth. Ah, yes, I won the contest. Normal, it's what I do. I win things. Ah, yes, I healed. Normal, my body heals. Take away the shine of the special event. Make it boring. Make it every day. The more boring your success is for your nervous system, the fewer alarms will go off. Be casually extraordinary. It is law. The fear of what they will say, the external saboteur. Sometimes the saboteur uses external voices. People are going to envy me. They're going to say I've changed. They're going to ask me for money. Yes, they will. So what? Remember the technique from Chapter 5. The price of freedom is the criticism of slaves. You cannot be liked by all. You cannot be free and liked by everyone at the same time. You have to choose. If you choose to be liked by everyone, you will be mediocre. If you choose to be free, you will arouse envy. Use the envy of others as fuel. Envy is the confirmation that you are shining. It is the applause of the jealous. Do not turn yourself off for their comfort. Do not turn yourself off so that others feel comfortable in their darkness. That does not help them, and it kills you. Shine so brightly that they have to put on sunglasses or leave. You have located the enemy. He is not in the government, he is not in the economy, he is not in your boss. He was crouching in your amygdala, disguised as instinct. Now you know that his intention is good, security, but his method is obsolete. Do not hate him. Thank him and take the steering wheel away from him. Tell him, I take control now. We are going to dangerous and wonderful places. We are going to grow. And you are coming with me whether you want to or not, but you will sit in the back seat and be quiet. Chapter 10, The Karmic Boomerang. We have reached the end. You have the nuclear codes of reality in your hands. You know how to hack your frequency. You know how to give orders with the commander's posture. You know how to collapse time with gratitude and how to fake your identity until it is true. You are technically a magician, an architect of reality. It is done. But before letting you go to play with your new power, I have to stop you at the door and look you in the eye. I have to give you the warning that comes printed in small print on the contract of the universe, the one that nobody reads until it is too late. The power you hold is immense. The warning is this. This power is a double-edged sword, and it has no safety catch. If you leave here and use these laws to harm, to manipulate, to take revenge, or to steal, I guarantee with mathematical precision that you will destroy yourself. Not because God punishes you. God does not need to punish you. You will destroy yourself because you live in a hall of mirrors. It is the law of return. Welcome to Chapter 10, The Karmic Boomerang. Today you are going to learn the last and highest law of metaphysical physics, the law of unity. You are going to understand that the other does not exist, that everything you throw at the world, you are actually throwing at yourself in the back of the head. If you learn this, you are invincible. If you ignore it, your own power will devour you. The illusion of separation. To understand the boomerang, first you have to wake up from the greatest optical illusion in history, the idea that you and I are separated. Your eyes tell you, my skin ends here and yours starts there. We are two different things. Quantum physics says no. Quantum physics and mysticism tell you, lie. You are two waves in the same ocean. You are two fingers of the same hand. At the subatomic level, there is no separation. We are all part of the same unified field of consciousness. There is only one I am in the universe, disguised as billions of people. When you speak, the One speaks. When you say I am and your enemy says I am, it is the same God speaking through two different mouths. This means that, metaphysically, your enemy is you in disguise. Your neighbor is you in another timeline. The beggar is you. The millionaire is you. If you understand this, you will understand why manipulation is absolute madness. Attacking another is as if your right hand grabbed a hammer and hit your left hand. The right hand may think, "Haha, I won, I hurt the left." But the entire organism, you, suffers the pain. The body collapses. Every time you wish evil upon someone, you are decreeing evil for the only being that exists, you. It is a biological fact. The mechanics of the boomerang. Imagine that you are in the center of a perfect circular room. The walls are made of high-rebound elastic rubber. You have a baseball in your hand. That ball is your intention. If you throw the ball with hatred, violent force, toward the wall, what happens? The ball bounces back and hits you in the face. The ball bounces and returns to you with the same force, or even multiplied by inertia, and hits you in the face. You cannot dodge it. You are the geometric center of your universe. All trajectories lead to you. The universe is that room. You launch a criticism. That guy is an idiot and does not deserve his success. The ball is away. The boomerang goes out. The universe records judgment, envy, desire for success to be lost. The boomerang returns. You find yourself in situations where you are judged, where you feel like an idiot, and where you lose your success. You launch a blessing. How well that person is doing, I am happy for their happiness. It is out. The boomerang goes out. The universe records celebration of success, joy. The boomerang returns. Success hits you in the face. Unexpected opportunities appear. The giant servant, chapter 2, is amoral, but he is reflective. He says, "What the master desires for others, he desires for himself, because only the master exists." This is the technical explanation of the golden rule. Treat others as you want to be treated, not for morality, but for survival strategy. The danger of the specific person, love obsession. This is where most students of the law get into swampy and dangerous terrain. The subject of love and the specific person. It is risky. I receive thousands of messages. I want to use the law so my ex comes back to me. I want that person to fall in love with me even though they don't want me now. Be careful. You are playing with radioactive fire. When you try to use the law to bend the will of another specific person, you are crossing the line of black magic. You are crossing into energy manipulation, and the price to pay is very high. Lack vibration. If you have to psychically force someone to love you, you are vibrating in I am not enough. You are vibrating in beggar mode, chapter 4. That vibration will destroy your self-esteem. You are operating from a deep hole of internal need. The golden cage. Suppose you succeed. You use your mental power and that person returns. But they do not return by free love, they return by energetic influence. You will have a zombie, not a lover. You will have a body without a soul, and you will live with the constant terror that the spell will break. The price is your own peace. The rebound. By trying to take away another's freedom, the universe will take away your freedom. You will become obsessive, jealous, a slave to that relationship. You will tie yourself to a hell that you created yourself. The commander, chapter 4, never forces anyone. The commander orders quality love. He chooses the frequency. He says, I order a divine, passionate, and faithful relationship with the perfect person for me, who vibrates at my frequency. If that person is your ex, the universe will bring them. If it is not them, the universe will bring someone better. But the commander leaves the who to the universe. He obsesses over the essence. Stop trying to kidnap people with your mind. Attract them with your light. Revenge, drinking poison expecting the other to die. Someone has hurt you. They scammed you, betrayed you, or humiliated you. Now you have the power of the mind. Your ego says, I'm going to visualize their ruin. I'm going to use the law of cause and effect. Stop, put the weapon down. To visualize the ruin of your enemy, what do you have to do? You have to generate images of ruin in your mind. You have to generate emotions of hatred and pain in your body. You have to lower your frequency to the level of hell to be able to project hell. Remember, You are the projector. The lens is yours. The horror movie passes through your lens first before reaching the screen. The heat of the projector burns the film. To burn another, you first have to catch fire yourself. Buddha said it. Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. It is inevitable. The universe does not distinguish recipients. If you generate ruin energy, the universe says, "The master is cooking ruin. Serve him a double plate." And while you wait for your enemy to fall, you get sick, you lose money, and you become bitter. The best revenge is massive success and radical happiness. It is the only way out. When you are immensely happy, your vibration becomes untouchable. The evil they did to you bounces back and returns to its origin because it finds no resonance in you. Let the law of cause and effect take care of them. Do not get your hands dirty. The universe is a better debt collector than you are. Trust the law of return. Sacred egoism. How to be good by being selfish. I propose a new ethic to you. Not the ethic of sacrifice, I am good because I suffer for others, but the ethic of intelligent egoism. Be good because it suits you. Be generous because it makes you rich. Forgive because it sets you free. It is the most profitable path for your soul. If you understand that giving is receiving, because everything is a boomerang, you become the most generous person in the world out of pure, intelligent egoism. You help your companion to rise because you know that when he rises, the tide rises and your boat also rises. You do not criticize because you do not want to dirty your signal. You bless your competitors because by blessing their business, you are blessing the concept of successful business in your own reality. This is the paradox. The enlightened egoist behaves exactly like a saint, but he does not suffer. He does it with joy, knowing that he is investing in his own positive karma. It is a smart move. Turn your life into a machine for launching golden boomerangs. Launch praise, launch money, launch help, launch love, and then sit down and prepare for the rain of gold that is going to fall on you. It is a mathematical certainty. The world will reflect back to you the beauty you have dared to project into the void. It is your harvest. The security clause, this or something better. Sometimes in our human ignorance we ask for things that we think are good, but which are actually death traps. You ask for that job in that specific company, without knowing that the company is laundering money, and you will end up in jail. You ask for that specific person. You ask for that specific partner, without knowing they are a narcissistic psychopath. The giant servant who is obedient brings it to you, and you are ruined. To avoid this, the wise magician always adds the security clause at the end of his decrees. The magic phrase is, "This or something better in harmony for everyone." This or something better in harmony for everyone, under grace and in a perfect way. Let's analyze the formula. This or something better. You give permission to the universe to improve your order. If you asked for a red car and the universe has a private jet for you, you do not block it. You open yourself to the surprise. In harmony for everyone. You ensure that your success is not based on the misfortune of another. If you get the position, it is not because the other candidate broke a leg, but because they found another better job. This cleanses your karma. You do not want success stained with blood. Under grace means without struggle or effort. Never launch a decree without this security signature. It is your spiritual seatbelt, the power of the silent blessing. Here is a secret technique to clean your karma and raise your vibration instantly. When you go down the street, play the blessing sniper. Choose people at random, that old lady, that stressed executive, and mentally shoot them a blessing. I wish for you to be immensely happy. I wish for you to find peace today. Do it fast. Boom, 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 nobody finds out. But you are generating high-frequency waves. By unselfishly wishing them well, you become a channel of grace, and the channel always gets wet before the water reaches the goal. You feel happy instantly. Your immune system improves, your magnetic field shines. You are hacking the matrix to make it a kinder place for you. Radical responsibility of the Creator. Now that you know all this, innocence is over. You can no longer say, "It was an accident." You can no longer blame the government or bad luck. You know that you are the Creator. You know that your vibration creates your reality. You know that what you receive is what you gave. This responsibility may weigh at first. It is scary to know that there is no one to blame. But it is the weight of the crown. Only slaves blame, kings assume. You are a king in your own world. If you do not like your life today, do not look outside. Look in the mirror. Clean your vibration, change your decrees. Stop hating, start loving, and reality will change with the fidelity of a shadow. You are the origin, you are the cause. The effect will follow you with the same precision as the moon follows the earth in its orbit. The legacy of the magician. What are you going to do with this power? Imagine a world where everyone understands these laws, a world where people do not steal because they know they steal from themselves, a world where people do not envy because they know envy blocks their own wealth, a world dedicated to visualizing the neighbor's success. That world starts with you. Do not try to preach this to those who do not want to listen. Remember the conclusion, the silence of the master. Teach it with your example. Be so happy, so rich, so healthy, and so kind that people ask you, what is your secret? Let your life be the message that others want to read and follow. Only then tell them, the secret is that the universe obeys me because I learned to obey the laws of love. Go now. The world is your canvas. Paint a masterpiece. The giant servant is waiting for your next order. Make it a grand one. Make it a blessing for the whole world. You are ready. You are the master of your own light. Conclusion, the master's silence. Look at yourself. You are no longer the same person who started listening to this audiobook a few hours ago. You came here looking for answers, for relief from your anxiety, for a magic technique to fix your economy or your broken heart. You entered like a disoriented civilian in the middle of an invisible war. It has all changed now. Now you leave with the rank of commander. You have the blueprints of the building. You have the keys to the engine room. You know the nature of your giant servant, deaf, immoral, and obedient. You know how to hack your frequency, how to neutralize your saboteur, and how to pay in advance with gratitude. You possess the sacred codes. Technically, you are a magician. You have the power to bend reality to your will. But before you go out into the world to exercise your sovereignty, I must give you the final piece of the puzzle. It is an ancient rule, carved in the stone of the mystery schools of Egypt and Greece, but forgotten by modern culture and overexposure. In classical occultism, the four powers of the magician are to know, to will, to dare, and to keep silent. You already know the knowledge of this book. You already will, your burning desire. You already dare, your courage to assume the new identity. But if you fail in the fourth pillar, if you fail to keep silent, the whole building falls. It will collapse like a house of cards. This conclusion is not a goodbye. It is an order of silence. Welcome to the mastery of silence. This is the seal that protects your creation. This is the secret of the true masters who walk among us. You must learn to guard your energy and your words with the same zeal that you guard your life. The mechanics of the pressure cooker. To understand why you must close your mouth about your manifestations, let's use a physical analogy. The pressure cooker. How does a pressure cooker cook so fast? Because it is airtight. The heat, your desire and emotion, generates steam. Since the steam cannot escape, the internal pressure increases brutally. This is the secret. That pressure is what penetrates the food and transforms it in record time. Your mind works the same way. Your desire is the fire. Your emotion is the water. Your mind is the pot. When you generate an intense emotion of, I am rich or I am loved, an enormous psychic pressure is created. That pressure is necessary to print the order. You need that containment for reality to bend. What happens if you open the valve early? The steam escapes with a loud hiss. The pressure drops to zero. The food stays raw. Speaking is opening the valve. Every time you tell a friend or your mother, I'm going to be a millionaire, the universe obeys me, you are releasing the steam. You feel a momentary relief, cheap dopamine, by telling it. Your ego feels important by saying it. But metaphysically, you have aborted the gestation. You have dissipated the accumulated energy through your mouth instead of letting it condense into a physical fact. The master knows that energy must be contained to be powerful and real. The more you stay silent about your dream, the more the internal pressure grows. That pressure makes you magnetic. It gives a glow to your eyes, and an aura of mystery and authority. People look at you and think, this person is up to something. They have a strange energy. That is the manifestation cooking. Do not waste it in vain words. Do not throw pearls to swine, vibratory protection. Jesus, the great metaphysician, gave a very harsh instruction. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet, and turn again and rend you. Matthew 7:6. This is not an insult to people. It is a technical description of vibratory incompatibility. Your dreams, your new beliefs, your new identity as a commander, they are pearls. They are delicate and precious jewels that are being born. The people around you, your family, your old friends, are likely vibrating in the frequency of fear, scarcity, and realism. Metaphysically, in that state, they act as consumers of emotional trash. If you go with your shiny pearl, I'm going to earn 10 times more this year, and show it to your pessimistic brother-in-law, what will he do? He will not admire it. He will trample it. He will tell you, be realistic. The economy is terrible. Who do you think you are? He will try to drag you back down to the mud of common belief. And here comes the danger. You are still vulnerable. Your new belief is a tender sprout. Your relatives' doubt is sulfuric acid. By exposing your dream to their doubt, you allow their vibration to contaminate yours. Suddenly, you start to doubt too. The boomerang of their fear hits you and knocks you down. Your momentum is stolen. And turn again and rend you. They rend your faith, they rend your impulse. The master protects his pearls. Not out of arrogance, but for spiritual biosecurity. Only share your dreams with people who vibrate at your same frequency or higher. If you have no one like that, stay silent. Your best confidant is your own heart and the servant. Let your results be the ones that speak. When you show up with the new car, with radiant health and with inner peace, then they will ask you, and then, only then, can you share the secret, because your results will be the armor that protects your words. Until then, maintain the sacred silence that allows the miracle to take its form. Ego doping. There is another psychological reason for silence. The human brain has a flaw in its reward system. Neuroscience studies have shown that when you announce a goal, I'm going to write a book, or I'm going to get rich, your brain releases a dose of dopamine almost identical to what it would release if you had already achieved it. The brain confuses saying with doing. By receiving the chemical reward in advance just for talking, you lose the motivation to do the real work. You feel prematurely satisfied. You eat the success before cooking it. The master uses this flaw to his advantage. He refuses to speak. He refuses the cheap dopamine of social validation. He stays hungry. That unsatisfied hunger becomes nuclear fuel for action. Since you cannot talk about your success, you are forced to materialize it in order to experience it. Silence keeps you hungry, focused, and dangerous. It forces the energy to move from the tongue to the hands and the world. It makes your manifestation inevitable. The solitude of awakening. I must warn you of a side effect of this path. By applying this book, you are going to change. Your vibration is going to rise from level 200 to level 400 or 500, and by the law of resonance, many people and situations in your current life are going to stop fitting with you. It is a natural shedding of the old skin. It is possible that you will feel alone at first. You are no longer amused by gossip. You can no longer stand conversations of complaints. You are no longer interested in getting drunk to forget your life, because now you love your life. Your old friends will tell you, you've changed, you think you're better than us. Do not be afraid. Do not move backward to fit in. That solitude is the decompression chamber. You are in the lobby between your old life and your new life. The universe is cleaning your environment to make room for the new. The complaining friends will leave, and brilliant partners will enter. Toxic partners will leave, and conscious love will arrive. Stand firm in the silence of this transition. Do not try to drag anyone with you. Do not try to save your friends by giving them this book if they haven't asked for it. Awakening is a solitary and individual process. Be the lighthouse. The lighthouse doesn't run through the beach shouting at ships to save themselves. It stays still and shines. The blank check. Now visualize this. The giant servant is in front of you. He has closed his notebook of old notes, your past as a victim. He has opened a new, white, immaculate page. He holds out the pen to you. He looks at you with that infinite patience and that terrifying obedience. There are no limits, there is no maximum budget or time. The only restriction is your own ability to believe and command. What are you going to write on that page today? Remember, do not write with the ink of fear. Do not write with the trembling handwriting of a beggar. Write with the firm calligraphy of the commander. Write with preventive gratitude. Write assuming that it is already done. From this moment on, every thought is a brick. Every emotion is cement. You are building your cathedral minute by minute. There is no free time. There are no neutral thoughts. Either you are building your palace or you are digging your grave. The responsibility is total, and the freedom is absolute. You are the architect. Go and make it happen. Close your eyes for a second. Feel the power beating in your chest. It is not your heart. It is the engine of the universe running through you. Breathe in that authority. Now, open your eyes. The book ends here, but your legend starts now. Stop consuming information. You have enough. The time for theory has passed away. Stop looking for the next video, the next guru, the next secret. There are no more secrets. This is the secret. You are the secret. Turn off this audio. Enter the silence of your room. Summon your servant and start dictating the masterpiece of your life. The universe is holding its breath, waiting for your voice. Go and make it happen.